At the beginning of the story, we see some students stepping out of their school after taking a hard exam. With a smile on his face, a boy tells his friend that the test was long. The boy wearing glasses told his friend that the exam was not long. He called his friend a dummy and told him that he simply did not know the answer. The moment the boy said this, he hears some girls screaming. He and his friend turned to see what caused the noise. When they turned, they saw some students their age in military cars. The cars were passing by their school. The boys realized that the girls were screaming because of the cars. The dummy was annoyed to see this. He told his friend that the students in the cars are not even really adventurers. He explained to him that the students are probably from some random specialized high school. The boy with glasses told his friend that he is stupid. He asked him to look at the logo on the cars. He told the boy that the students in the cars are from Warrior High School. In this world, a certain disaster happened without any warning. Portals leading to another world suddenly appeared and different monsters came out of these portals. The monsters wreaked havoc in the human world. Scientists later discovered that a world similar to Earth existed in another part of the universe. A particular event occurred in this world that led to its destruction. As a result of the destruction, remnant of this planet flew towards Earth. Thanks to this, parts of the planet began to fuse with Earth. People have come to know this event as the adhesion phenomena. After the fusion, unusual laws of nature and variety of monsters were introduced to the world. This fusion affected 17% of Earth's area. Humans lost control over their land. In a place known as the danger zone, we see a soldier breathing heavily as he hid behind a building. While hiding, the man saw something terrifying. The soldier saw a monster dragging his comrade's body on the ground. The monster that held the man's body is known as a horned horror. It is a single horn monster. The number of horns the horned horror has refers to how strong it is. The soldier carefully hid himself when he saw the monster. Unfortunately for him, the horned horror sensed his presence. The monster screamed at the man. The soldier immediately took out his gun and started shooting at the monster. The monster ran towards the soldier. Unfortunately for the man, the bullets barely grazed the monster. The horned horror got close to the soldier and landed a heavy blow in his stomach. The soldier spat out some blood and flew away. The man got slammed into a wall. Unfortunately for humans, they were not given time to prepare for the monsters. And even if they were given time, they did not possess anything that could help them win against these monsters. However, humans also gained something too. The disaster was not the only thing that came to Earth. The natural limit that humans were born with and the limitations on their potential caused by the natural laws of Earth were completely shattered. The soldier rose up from the rubble and stopped the monster's punch. His stats had been completely upgraded. The man grabbed the monster's hand and slammed it to the ground. The monster died when it got slammed to the ground. The soldier was shocked to see what he had done. He did not understand how he suddenly became stronger. Although this phenomenon affected all humans on Earth, the abilities that were awakened were different for each person. The chosen few decided to train and utilize their newfound abilities. The scene shifts and we see hordes of single-horned horrors come out of a portal. The monsters were led by a three-horned horror. The humans who had abilities gathered at the entrance of the portal to stop the monsters. The humans came together to regain control over their lands. The humans were known as adventurers. This is how the era of dungeons and adventurers began. The entire world praised the achievements of the adventurers and they were inspired by their strength. Not long after adventurers became popular, organizations that focused on the training of adventurers were created throughout the world. Among these organizations, the best adolescent training facility, which has managed to create the best adventurers for the last 25 years, is the world-renowned Warrior High School. The scene shifts and we are taken back to the boys. The boy with glasses revealed to his friend that Warrior High School counts things that happens in a dungeon as a test. The boy was surprised to hear this. He asked his friend to tell him what would happen if the students died. The boy explained to his friend that the students of Warrior High School are confident. He told him that the students are special. That is why they are accepted into the school. While the boys were talking, they hear the girls scream again. The boys immediately turn to see what happened. When the boys turned around, they saw the girls screaming about a cute guy. The girls were shocked to see how handsome a mixed elf student was. The other boy was annoyed to see the girls screaming for the mixed elf. He asked his friend to tell him what he is looking at. The boy was surprised to see that his friend did not recognize the elf. He told him that the elf usually appears on TV. The elf is known as Diav Choi. His father is a famous adventurer and his mother is an elf. Diav is known to be a genius. People believe that he will become a top-rank adventurer 5 years after graduating. Diav is a first-year student of Warrior High School and he has returned from a dungeon 14 times. The other boy was annoyed to see the way the girls were behaving. He did not understand why the girls were excited when Diav was not even an idol. The boy with glasses told his friend that he is not better than the girls for being angry at someone he does not know. The boy was annoyed to hear this. He wanted to yell at his friend. The boy with glasses noticed that a classmate of his was leaving school. He called out to our protagonist whose name is Jaryong. The boy asked Jaryong if he is going to work. He revealed to him that their classmate whose name is Leunji wants to have a karaoke with the other students. While staring at his phone, Jaryong told the boy that he will not be able to go to the karaoke. He asked the boys to have fun. The other boy was surprised to see that Jaryong was going to work immediately after exams. He asked our boy to leave work and join them. The boy with glasses was shocked to hear what his friend said. He used his hand to hit his friend in his stomach and asked Jaryong to enjoy his time. Our boy waved to the boys and walked away. While his friend was shaking, the boy with glasses asked him if he cannot be a bit sensitive. He reminded him that Jaryong is working hard for a reason. While walking, Jaryong stared at his phone. Our boy received a message from his hospital about his due bills. The hospital asked Jaryong to pay 302,521,201. While our boy was looking at his phone, a man known as Chief asked him to come to the office. He told Jaryong that they have work to do. While Diav was waving at the girls, he saw Jaryong. The elf noticed something odd about Jaryong. A boy sitting next to Diav asked him if something is wrong. He asked the elf if Jaryong did something to him. While staring at our boy, Diav told the boy that nothing is wrong. The elf believed that he was imagining things. The scene shifts and we see Jaryong arrive at an abandoned train station. A man with purple hair who was smoking welcomed our boy to the station. The man with purple hair is known as Jae-hwan. He is 37 years old and he is a broker. Two other men stood next to Jae-hwan, a short man and a huge man. The broker told our boy that the short bald man wearing a suit is their new client. Our boy greeted the man. The bald man was annoyed to see Jaryong. He reminded Jae-hwan that he promised to give him his best worker. Jae-hwan told the man that Jaryong is the best. The man was annoyed to hear this. The man moved close to Jae-hwan and called him a bastard. He told the broker that he is not going to get scammed by an idiot like him. He asked Jae-hwan to take Jaryong away and bring him someone who is capable. While the man was yelling, Jaryong took off his jacket. He asked the huge man behind the bald man if he was an adventurer. Our boy told the man that he must be a former adventurer, which is why he is standing like an idiot behind the bald man. The bald man was surprised to hear what our boy said. He could not believe that Jaryong was speaking to the huge man rudely. While releasing some energy, the huge man told the man that they do not need to talk any longer. He assured him that Jaryong will learn his lesson after getting his hand and leg broken. The bald man was surprised to hear this. The huge man's name is Lee Piljiu and he is 34 years old. He is a former silver rank adventurer who returned from a dungeon 81 times before his retirement. The bald man asked Jaryong to get on his knees and beg Piljiu if he wants to save himself. Our boy released some energy and told the bald man that he does not know how to beg. Our boy's full name is Yoo Jaryong. He is a dungeon smuggler who has returned from a dungeon 371 times illegally. In this world, adventurers work every day to explore dungeons. When they successfully explore a dungeon and take down a monster, they are able to obtain countless treasures. However, before the adventurers exit the dungeon, the treasures must be handed over for inspection. This is because a lot of treasures have incredible strength. If such treasures were to be circulated without permission, they could be used for evil. Due to this, the Adventurers Association must first inspect these treasures and levy tax on them based on their worth. However, there are some people that violate this rule. These people entice adventurers who do not want to pay this enormous taxes and secretly pocket the treasures. These people are dungeon smugglers. The association usually tells people to report the smugglers to them if they are ever found. This is done in order to safeguard the society. The scene shifts and we see Jae-hwan light a cigarette. The bald man was surprised to see this. He did not understand why the man was smoking in this situation. He asked Jae-hwan if he is really going to let our boy fight with Piljiu. The broker asked the man if he is scared of the fight. The bald man was annoyed to hear this. He told Jae-hwan that he is scared for him. He revealed to the broker that Piljiu has a nasty temper. The man explained to Jae-hwan that Piljiu retired as an adventurer because he was caught assaulting his teammate. The man asked the broker to stop the fight in order to save Jaryong. While stretching his hand, Jaryong calls Piljiu a real criminal. He could not believe that the huge man actually assaulted his teammate. With a smile on his face, Piljiu told our boy that some trash was dragging him down, so he disposed of him. Jaryong laughed when he heard this. He told Piljiu that he must be aware of the fact that he is trash. He asked the man if he purposely caused trouble and lost his license. While our boy was talking, Piljiu attacked him. The man believed that his punch landed on Jaryong's face. To his surprise, our boy easily dodged the attack by moving his head a bit. He told the man that it is rude to attack without the other person's permission. Piljiu was annoyed to hear this. He rushed to attack our boy with his other hand. Jaryong smiled when he saw the man raise his other hand. He decided to give the man a light kick. Our boy used his leg to hit the man on his head. Jaryong's leg connected to the man's face. With a smile on his face, Jae-hwan reminded the bald man that he brought his best worker. The bald man was surprised to see Jaryong's kick. While Piljiu's neck froze, our boy took a stance. He was surprised to see that such a minor attack would paralyze the man. He had expected Piljiu to be stronger because of his build. Piljiu used his hand to snap his head back in place. The man did not understand what was going on. He had thought of Jaryong as a mere child. However, after seeing our boy's reflexes and receiving his kick, Piljiu could tell that Jaryong was already in the domain of a pro. Jae-hwan smiled when he saw the look on Piljiu's face. He told the bald man that Piljiu has realized that he cannot win. The bald man was surprised to hear this. He told the broker that although Jaryong's kick is good, it is not enough to defeat Piljiu. Jae-hwan understood what the man was saying. He told the bald man that he is getting a particular feeling from Piljiu. He told him that Piljiu is a tank. The moment he said this, the huge man tore his shirt. The bald man was surprised to see that Jae-hwan was able to identify Piljiu's class. The broker told the man that he is extremely good at reading between lines. With a serious look on his face, Piljiu told our boy that he is still a smuggler scum regardless of the trick he uses. The moment he said this, the man began to release more energy. After the adhesion, people began to awaken abilities that exceeded their limitations. However, each person awakened different talents and latent abilities. The adventurers who awakened their abilities undertook different training activities that matched their abilities and assigned roles to themselves. One of these roles is a tank. Piljiu used a technique to make himself bigger. The skill is known as bulk up. He also activated a skill known as giant strength and iron skin. A tank is responsible for protecting their teammates from the dangers of the dungeon. Their role is to face monsters head-on at the front lines. Due to the fact that their bodies have been trained to the limit, tanks are able to shrug off bullets. A top-tier tank can even take the overwhelming power of missiles easily. The tanks are seen as a protective barrier. Piljiu raised his hands up and told our boy that he will show him the power of a real adventurer. Immediately he said this, he tried to smash Jaryong. Our boy was able to dodge the attack by jumping. The attack destroyed the ground. The heavy attack shook the ground. The bald man began to shake. Before the man could fall, Jae-hwan picked him up with his jacket. He asked the man if he is all right. Jae-hwan was annoyed to see that Piljiu was destroying his place of business. The tank walked up to our boy. He launched another attack at Jaryong. Our boy dodged the attack by moving back. Piljiu's hand hit a wall and created a hole in it. With a smile on his face, Piljiu asked Jaryong if something is wrong. He asked our boy to use his cheap tricks again. Jaryong told the man that he is not a fool. He assured Piljiu that he will not fall for such an obvious trap. The moment our boy said this, Jae-hwan took a look at Piljiu. He realized that the man's physical force was around the level of a decent truck. The broker was certain that a normal human would get pulverized if they receive a punch from Piljiu. Although Piljiu was strong, Jae-hwan did not see him as anything. He called out to Jaryong and asked him to end the fight quickly. He told the boy that his pay will be reduced if Piljiu damages the station more. Our boy was shocked to hear this. With a smile on his face, Piljiu told Jaryong that Jae-hwan has not yet understood the situation. The man told our boy that his cheap tricks cannot work on a pro. Jaryong smiled when he heard this. He looked to the side and grabbed a metal rod. Our boy slowly inspected the rod. Piljiu was annoyed to see this. He rushed to attack our boy. Upon seeing that Jaryong had grabbed a rod, Jae-hwan told the bald man that the fight is over. The people in the society believe that tanks are unbeatable beings. However, this is not the case. The tanks have a natural enemy. This is a being that can focus a powerful and destructive force at a single point. When our boy noticed that Piljiu had gotten close to him, he took a stance and moved close to the man. Jaryong put a large amount of energy into the rod and used it to attack the man. His attack easily destroyed Piljiu's defense. Piljiu spat out some blood and fell to the ground. The bald man was shocked to see this. Jae-hwan was not surprised because he already knew the outcome of the fight. The people who can defeat tanks are damage dealers who are more skilled than them. These people have no issues destroying a protective barrier. Our boy is a damage dealer. While on the ground, Piljiu asked Jaryong to tell him who taught him how to swing. Our boy was surprised to hear the question. He told the man that he learnt from his father. When Jaryong was younger, he saw his father as the greatest adventurer in the world. It was not because the man was his father. It was because the man was strong. Our boy's father name is Yoo. He was one of the first generation of heroes who are known as the first adventurers. To people who did not experience the beginning of the dungeon era, the first generation adventurers are a great legend. However, to the adventurers of that time it was hell. The biggest problem the adventurers had was their lack of information. They did not know the kind of dungeon they were in and the monsters that dwelled within the dungeon. The scene shifts and we see Song and his teammates facing a monster known as Gekamulath. The monster was in its adolescent form. The monster shot some acid at the man and his team. Song was able to dodge the attack by jumping. However, his teammates were not so lucky. The acid had melted their skins. Song was shocked to see this. While he was staring at his teammates, the monster sent another attack at him. Song used his staff to split the attack apart. The moment he did this, he noticed that his staff, which was made from titanium alloy, was melting. The adventurers of this time lacked the items and the skills to fight the monsters decently. However, Song did not give up. He rushed to attack the Gekamulath with his staff. He used the same technique which our boy used. When reinforcement arrived at the dungeon, they were surprised to see Song's staff on the monster's head. They noticed that the man was sitting next to the monster. The first-generation adventurers risked their lives to carry out a trial and error. The survivors passed on their experiences and accomplishments to the next generation. They were seen as heroes. Dragon Slayer Yoo was the name given to our boy's father. He was the first person to ever hunt a dragon, and he was Asia's top-ranking adventurer. While watching his father train, Jaryong looked at him with eyes that were filled with respect. Our boy respected and revered his father more than anyone in the world. He believed that his father was invincible. Unfortunately, while training, Song spat out some blood. With tears in his eyes, our boy ran to meet his father. Song raised his hand and asked his son to not come closer. According to the doctors, Song was poisoned. During his explorations, Song had come across a deadly poison. Like any other time, Song tried to overcome his problem. However, after decades of overworking himself, Song's body finally reached the limit. During this hard time, Song's colleagues who he trusted with his life took advantage of his vulnerability and took all his fortune and work. Years later, the world began to forget the name of Dragon Slayer Yoo. The man had lost his identity as a hero after losing everything and suffering from an incurable poison. All that was left was a forgotten adventurer. The scene shifts and we are taken back to Jaryong. Our boy turned around and dropped the rod. The bald man could not believe what he saw. He could not believe that Piljiu actually lost to a young boy. Jae-hwan did not understand why the man was surprised. He told him that Piljiu is not a very good adventurer. Jaryong explained to the man that the fact that Piljiu was bragging about beating his own teammates shows that he is weak. According to our boy, there are only two reasons why a good adventurer ever retires. The first is that their body has broken to the point where they can no longer explore, and the second is that they die during an exploration. Jaryong put on his jacket and told the man to fire Piljiu if he is paying him above minimum wage. Jae-hwan placed his hand on the man's shoulder and told him that his payment for the job has now doubled. The man was shocked to hear this. He tried to yell at the broker. Jae-hwan quickly silenced him by reminding him that he was the first to provoke them. He tapped the man's shoulder and told him that they do not do anything for free. Upon seeing the look on the broker's face, the man became nervous. He accepted Jae-hwan's offer. While drinking a bottle of water, Jae-hwan asked our boy if he has heard of the Imperial Wasp. Jaryong spat out his water when he heard the name that his boss mentioned. He asked his boss if they will have to fight the monster. He told him that it is too dangerous. The Imperial Wasp is a monster whose degree of danger is considered the highest in the whole world. The place where the Imperial Wasp laid its nest is known as the dungeon with the highest difficulty in Korea. According to Jae-hwan, it is difficult for even a top-ranking adventurer to face one Imperial Wasp. He told our boy that it is impossible for a smuggler to go to the dungeon. However, it might be possible for a white-rank adventurer. In this world, the adventurers are ranked according to ores. Gemstone is at the lowest level. Copper is the next stage. Silver is after copper. Gold is after silver. Various benefits are given to adventurers depending on their rank. The top 100 adventurers are called rankers, and they are assigned color ranks outside of the 4 major ranks. While watching the bald man as he beats up Piljiu, Jae-hwan reveals to our boy that the bald man told him that a huge raid took place yesterday, and it is yet to be publicized. The army and 7 white rank adventurers made up the attack squad. Jaryong was surprised to hear that 7 white ranks were in an attack squad. According to Jae-hwan, the attack squad was made up of Korea's all-stars. The media goes crazy when just 2 white ranks come together. The attack squad failed to achieve their original goal of eradication. However, they succeeded at hunting down the queen bee. One of the 7 stole the royal jelly of the imperial wasp and ordered a subordinate within the attack squad to smuggle it out. Jaryong asked his boss to tell him what the royal jelly is. The man explained to our boy that the royal jelly is a nutritional supplement that the wasps feed to a newborn queen. Our boy was surprised to hear this. He did not understand why a white rank adventurer would smuggle a nutritional supplement. According to Jae-hwan, the royal jelly is rumored to be able to bring a human back from the dead. Jaryong was shocked to hear this. The Adventurers Association and the government claim that all the paths to a dungeon are strictly managed. Of course, this was not true. The scene shifts and we see Jae-hwan standing in front of a large metal gate. The man placed his hand on the door and released a large amount of energy. After putting some energy into the door, the man took his hand off it. He turned to Jaryong and asked him to do his best not to die. We see our boy in a new set of clothes and we see a weapon behind him. While shaking his hand, Jae-hwan told Jaryong that this mission is going to be very annoying. Our boy did not respond to the man. He simply stared at his goggles. Upon seeing that Jaryong did not say anything, Jae-hwan blew some smoke in his face. Our boy was surprised to see this. He asked his boss to tell him why he did such a thing. Jae-hwan realized that Jaryong was thinking about the medicine that can revive the dead. He asked our boy if he is still hung up on the royal jelly. Upon hearing what his boss said, Jaryong walked forward. He told Jae-hwan that most rumors are usually exaggerated. Jaryong placed his hand on the gate and told himself that the royal jelly probably cannot cure his father's condition. Our boy knew that his father would have never lost hope if such an antidote existed. When Jaryong opened the gate, a bright light shined on him. When our boy passed through the gate, he arrived at a cliff. The cliff had a forest in front of it. After the adhesion, dungeons were created all over the world. Among these dungeons, there are 2 dungeons which are considered the greatest dungeons in Korea. The first is Jeju-do. It is a dungeon that fused with a volcanic mountain range. The other is fused with the Agar jungle, which is located in what used to be Uido, a place located in the middle of Seoul. Jaryong was in a dungeon known as Former Borame. It is a D+ dungeon. With Uido at the center, the dungeon also took over other parts of Seoul. Most of it remains undiscovered and several adventurers have lost their lives trying to explore the region. According to the bald man, the subordinate was supposed to transport the item to the meeting area in Borame. However, after arriving at the dungeon, the man lost contact with the others. Jae-hwan told our boy that the man might have gotten into an accident. He explained to Jaryong that all he has to do is to simply get on site and bring back what the man had. Our boy decided to put on his goggles and leave the area. Before he left, Jae-hwan asked him to not get distracted. He told our boy that he needs to focus on his job. Jaryong smiled when he heard this. He asked the man if he thinks that he will run away. Jae-hwan blew out some smoke and told Jaryong that he is not that stupid. The man revealed to our boy that humans are not the only one who are after the royal jelly. After listening to Jae-hwan's words, our boy grabbed a rope and jumped down from the cliff. When he landed in the forest, Jaryong saw something shocking. He saw a huge footprint. Our boy remembered that Jae-hwan told him that the entire forest will be smelling the royal jelly. Jae-hwan told him that a lot of things in the forest will be attracted to the smell of the royal jelly. The scene shifts and we see a girl breathing heavily as she hid behind a tree. This girl's name is Jean Sarum and she is a first-year student of Warrior High School. Sarum is currently facing the biggest problem of her life. The girl expected to have an easy trip to a dungeon for her midterm. Instead, she is facing a monster that should have never been there. Sarum closed her eyes and prayed that the monster would not find her. To her surprise, the monster passed by her side. Sarum's test was simple. She was expected to collect some coins within the dungeon in a given time. Although this was a test used to stimulate real combat situation, the test area was the lowest rank possible. It should have been an easy test. This is because the D+ dungeon was considered a beginner's training ground. The monsters that lived in this dungeons were weak and had low intelligence level. While Sarum was looking at her hand, she noticed that a shadow had covered her. The girl immediately realized that the monster has found her. Sarum looked at the monster with fear in her eyes. The monster tried to attack the girl. Sarum was able to dodge the attack by moving away. The girl knew that she could never run away from such a monster. Sarum grabbed her bow and arrow and decided to fight back. The monster she was facing is known as a Titan ape, and it has a danger rank of 3 stars. When the monster showed its head to the girl, she shot her arrows at it. Unfortunately for the girl, the ape easily blocked the attack with its hand. Sarum was shocked to see this. The monster raised its hand and tried to squash the girl. Its punch destroyed the ground. Fortunately, Sarum was able to avoid the attack by moving back. While in the air, the girl took out her arrows and shot at the ape. The attack hit the ape's chest, but it did not do anything. Sarum already expected this outcome. She knew that she could not kill the monster with such an attack. She simply wanted it to let its guard down and come closer to her. While hanging its tongue out, the ape ran towards the girl. As the monster got closer to the girl, she began to imbue her magic on her arrow. The girl is a magic ranger. With a blue light in her eyes, Sarum activated a skill known as Flame Bombardment. The moment she activated the skill, the girl fired her arrow, which was covered in fire, at the monster. The arrow moved at an insane speed. The type of magic that can be imbued at the top of an arrow is limitless. Sarum chose this spell as her last resort because it would create an explosion of the greatest magnitude, and it was strong enough to kill any 3-star monster. Of course, this is only if the attack hits the monster. Unfortunately for the girl, the ape climbed a tree and dodged the attack. Sarum could not comprehend what was happening. She could not believe that the monster actually managed to dodge the attack. She realized that the ape already expected the attack. The girl did not know what to do because she could not currently replicate the attack. Sarum realized that she needed to run. The moment she had this realization, the monster came down from the tree and began to chase after her. The girl's face was covered with fear when she noticed that the monster was getting closer. As the monster was about to grab Sarum, our boy hits its chin with an attack. Sarum turned around when she heard something hit the monster's chin. She was shocked to see Jaryong in the air. Our boy landed on a tree. He was surprised to see that the monster was not fazed even though he hit it on its chin. Jaryong put his hand into his pocket and took out a tool. The moment he did this, he rushed to attack the monster. Sarum was shocked to see this. She could not believe that our boy was going for a frontal assault. The girl believed that this was impossible. She believed that Jaryong will die. The monster clenched its fist and got ready to attack our boy. When Jaryong got close to the monster, he asked Sarum to close her eyes. The girl was surprised to hear this. Jaryong put the tool in front of his head and closed his eyes. The moment he pressed the tool, a bright blinding light was released directly into the eyes of the monster. Immediately our boy landed on the ground. The ape fell on its knees and began to scream in pain. Jaryong was sad to see that he used his last tool to stop the monster. The tool is known as a stunning torch. It is made from the scales of the flickering fish that lives in deep-sea dungeons. It possesses an incapacitation ability that is incredible for its price, and it was loved by countless adventurers. Although this tool had an amazing effect, it was poorly used by several adventurers. This led to some adventurers losing their sight. Thanks to this, usage and production of the stunning torch is now strictly banned. After Sarum regained her sight, Jaryong moved close to her and told her that he has done enough for her. He asked the girl to take responsibility for her life. He told her that she has a few seconds to run. While running, our boy remembered something Jae-hwan said to him. His boss explained to him that the bounty on smugglers is quite high. He told Jaryong that he will get stumped if he messes around carelessly. The moment our boy remembered this, he looked behind him. Jaryong was shocked to see Sarum running after him. The girl was breathing heavily as she tried to catch up to our boy. Jaryong was annoyed to see this. He believed that Sarum was chasing after him because of the bounty. While running on the trees, Jaryong disappeared from the girl's sight. Sarum was shocked to see this. She was certain that our boy was just in front of her. While the girl was looking around, Jaryong appeared out of nowhere and used his staff to push the girl down. He asked her to tell him what she wants. With a smile on her face, Sarum told Jaryong that she wanted to thank him for his help. Our boy was surprised to hear this. He told the girl that he is not a fool. Sarum revealed to Jaryong that she knows he is a smuggler. She told our boy that she wants to give him a job. The moment the girl said this, our boy looked at the logo on her clothes. Jaryong told the girl that he will not overlook her mistake the third time. He picked up his staff and turned around. He told Sarum that he has no interest in learning how crazy a Silver Spoon student of Warrior High School is. Our boy assured the girl that he would bury her the next time she gets in his way. Saram was not surprised to hear this. The girl told our boy that the bounty for smugglers is 50 million won and the bounty for poachers is 400 million won. With a look of anger on his face, Jaryong turned around. When our boy turned, he saw Saram holding a necklace. The necklace is known as and kills blood. The girl told our boy that he can buy one if he catches 5 smugglers. With a look of confidence on her face, the girl told Jaryong that the necklace is simply down payment. She assured him that she would give him more money once he helps her with her midterm. Jaryong was surprised to hear this. He called the girl an insane spoilt brat. He told her that she is out of her mind. Saram smiled when she heard this. She explained to our boy that it does not matter if she is crazy. She told him that he can obtain an opportunity that would change his life. Our boy was surprised to hear this. He let out a sigh. He told the girl that he already expected things to turn out like this. Saram did not understand what our boy was saying. She asked him to explain himself. As a huge shadow came over them, Jaryong looked up to see the monster. He reminded Saram that he told her that she has a few seconds to run. The two jumped to dodge the monster's attack. While in the air, Jaryong threw his staff at the girl. Saram was surprised to see this. Jaryong asked the girl to use the same skill she used on her arrow on the staff. He told her to pass the staff back to him when she is done. Saram was shocked to hear this. She told our boy that she does not have any magic energy left. Jaryong asked the girl to figure things out. He told her that he will not be able to face the ape barehanded for long. Saram began to infuse her magic into the staff. The girl did not know what to do. She only had a quarter of her magic left. She believed that her current magic energy was not enough to damage the monster. As Jaryong was distracting the monster, Saram wanted to run away and leave our boy behind. While Jaryong was running around, the girl threw his staff at him. The girl had infused every ounce of energy she had left into the staff. Jaryong carefully swung his staff. He told Saram that the staff barely has a quarter of the energy she used before. With a smile on his face, our boy told the girl that he will manage it. The moment he said this, he rushed to attack the monster. The students of Warrior High School have always been told that the most important thing when fighting a monster is sense of timing and accuracy. When the monster saw Jaryong coming closer, it tried to squash him. Our boy easily dodged the ape's hand and moved closer to its head. The moment Jaryong got close to the monster's head, he used his staff to release the skill directly on the ape's neck. The attack created a large explosion that severely damaged the ape. Our boy smiled when he saw that his attack connected. Unfortunately for him, his goggles broke. The scene shifts and we are taken back to the past. We see a younger Saram waving to her friends as she heads into her car. When our girl gets into the car, her friends talked about how lucky she was. They knew that Saram could get whatever she wanted. Although our girl did not like it, her friends were not wrong. She could easily get whatever she wants. The successor of Jinseong Group, a South Korean business which is ranked 4th in the country, got engaged to an elf from another world. The result of their engagement is Saram. On her way home, Saram saw a bunch of adventurers in a bus. The girl stuck her head to the window. Although the girl was rich, she respected adventurers more than anyone and dreamed of becoming one. While Saram was receiving training from her uncle, he told her that it is impossible for her to become an adventurer. He explained to the girl that her elf blood is weak. He told the girl that she is basically human. Her uncle turned to her father and asked him to stop pushing his daughter to become an adventurer. Saram's father, whose name is Jin Sung-gyu, told the man that he is not pushing his daughter. He told him that he is simply cheering her on because she has always wanted to be an adventurer. Sung-gyu told the man that Saram does not need the talent of an elf to become an adventurer. The elf told Sung-gyu that Saram's talent as a human is not bad. He told him that the girl is simply above average at best. With a smile on his face, the man told Sung-gyu that he does not need to worry. He told him that Saram is as stubborn as his sister. Immediately he said this, the girl forcefully pushed herself up. Saram's uncle told her father that his daughter will never be able to measure up to the monster rank humans. He told him that the girl will become a decent fighter if she keeps working hard. The uncle reminded Sung-gyu that his daughter was born with a lot of benefits compared to her lack of talent. Things such as wealth, name, and bloodline will make Saram's hard work useless and people will envy her. The man told her father that Saram will be isolated among her peers and she will not be able to deal with it for long. The scene shifts and we are taken back to the present. We see Jaryong land on the ground after defeating the monster. Saram stared at our boy weirdly. Jaryong did not understand why the girl was staring at him. While looking in amazement, Saram asked our boy if he is the same age as her. The moment she said this, Jaryong realized that his goggles had broken. Our boy remembered what Jaehwan said to him. His boss warned him to never break the goggles. He told Jaryong that it is expensive. Our boy was surprised to hear this. He told the man that the goggles are around 5,000 won in the market. The man explained to Jaryong that the goggles stops facial recognition and changes his voice. He revealed to our boy that there are more than 4 spells that were casted upon the goggles. Jaryong did not know how he was going to explain himself. While he was thinking, Sarah moves near him and asked him if he is a senior from her school. Jaryong told her that he is not her senior. With a look of anger on his face, our boy asked Sarah to give him the necklace. Our girl easily hands over the necklace to him. Jaryong grabbed the necklace and took a close look at it. While our boy was inspecting the necklace, Sarah asked him if he needs more money. The girl told him that Adventurers Education Center's tuition fees must be very high. Sarah wanted to offer to pay for our boy's tuition fee. Jaryong quickly kills her hope by telling her that he does not attend any Adventurers Education Center. The girl was shocked to hear this. She asked our boy about the person who taught him how to fight. Jaryong revealed to the girl that no one taught him anything. He told her that he taught himself. Sarah screamed when she heard this. She told our boy that he is saying nonsense. She could not believe that someone who is self-taught would be able to move like Jaryong. While the girl was shouting, Jaryong threw a tag at her. When Sarah looked at the tag, she saw that our boy was from a normal school known as Dongging High School. Our girl was shocked to see this. Jaryong pointed his staff at the girl and asked her to give him an ID or something that proves her identity. Our boy was surprised to see that Sarah was the same age as him. After confirming her name and identity, Jaryong kept our girl's ID in his pocket. Sarah asked our boy about why he kept her student ID. Jaryong reminded the girl that she wants him to do something for her. He told her that his identity has been revealed. He explained to Sarah that he has to take something of hers to make sure that she does not betray him. Our girl was surprised to hear this. Jaryong told her that he is not yet done. He took out his phone and asked Sarah to move closer to him. The moment she came close to him, our boy placed his hand on her shoulder. Sarah became flustered when she saw what Jaryong did. She asked him to tell her why he placed his hand on her shoulder. With a smile on his face, Jaryong told our girl that she needs to become his accomplice. He explained to the girl that an accomplice gets the same punishment as the smuggler. With a horrifying look on his face, Jaryong asked Sarah to smile for the camera. The moment our boy said this, Sarah realized that she has gotten involved with someone more dangerous than she thought. However, it was already too late for her to change her mind. Sarah decided to smile for the picture. After taking the picture, Jaryong asked the girl to give him the details for her job. Sarah told our boy that she needs him to collect coins. The students of Warrior High were expected to collect coins within a 6-hour time limit. These coins have been placed in various locations throughout the testing area. Sarah is expected to find a coin box in a certain location and prove that she is a student. Our girl took out one coin. She told him that she simply needs another coin to pass the test. She revealed to Jaryong that the location of the box is not far. She told him that the coin is at the old ruins of the Eugene Mall. Jaryong was shocked to hear this. He told the girl that they did not meet each other by coincidence. He revealed to Sarah that the item he is looking for is in the same location. He explained to our girl that he is looking for something related to the Imperial Wasp. Sarah opened her mouth in shock. The girl could not believe that Jaryong was searching for the Imperial Wasp. Our boy told the girl that he is looking for some type of honey. Jaryong explained to Sarah that the item has a strong smell and it attracts monsters. He told her that the Titan ape was probably also attracted to the item. Sarah became nervous when she heard this. Our boy asked her if she knows any other location where they can find the coin. Although she did not like it, the girl told our boy that the ruins is the last place left. She explained to Jaryong that the other parties would have already taken the other coins. Our boy was surprised to hear about other parties. He finally understood why Sarah was alone. Jaryong told the girl that the location is convenient for him. He explained to Sarah that his mission will be to help her find her coin and leave safely. Jaryong wanted to tell our girl his price, but he is interrupted by her. Sarah tells our boy that she only has 950 million won on her. Jaryong was shocked to hear this. Sarah took out her phone and told our boy that she can get more if he is not satisfied. Jaryong told the girl that the amount is enough. He explained to her that he will get extra if something happens or if he has more work to do. After saying this, the two began to run. Our boy ran in front of the girl. Sarah was surprised to see how fast Jaryong was. While running, our boy realized that he made a mistake by accepting the offer early. He realized that he could have gotten more from Sarah. Our girl decided to ask Jaryong a question. She asked our boy if he really taught himself how to fight. Jaryong told her that he did not teach himself everything. Before our boy could say more, he saw two monsters in front of him. He asked our girl to get ready. The monsters are known as chloraptors, and they have a danger rank of 2 stars. Our boy rushed to attack the monsters. Jaryong has never officially learnt from an adventurer. The current ability he has right now is something he learnt by risking his life. The only thing Jaryong gained from someone else were the movements he witnessed his father perform when he was younger. Jaryong learnt 3 movements from his father. The first movement is Needle. This is done by using his speed, power, and weight to stab an opponent in a vital point. Although this might seem like a simple move, Jaryong had to learn this technique with experience, sense, and talent. Our boy had perfected a technique that not even the top rankers could learn. After killing the other monster, Saram told our boy that something is weird. She explained to him that chloraptors usually move in groups of 5. Jaryong explained to the girl that the group must have split apart because of the royal jelly. He asked Saram to stay sharp. He told her that there could be different types of monsters in the area. While staring at the ruins from afar, Jaryong suggested that he and Saram take a break before they enter the ruins. Our girl reminded Jaryong about her question. She asked him if he received personal training when he was younger. Our boy told the girl that he learnt by watching someone train. He told her that he was only able to learn a few moves because he was being sneaky. Saram broke down when she heard this. Jaryong asked our girl if there is a reason why she asked the question. With a look of anger on her face, Saram told our boy that she does not like him. Immediately she said this, she threw something at him. When Jaryong took a look at his hand, he saw a potion. He asked Saram to tell him why she gave him the potion. This potion is known as Stamina Ample, and it is a C-type. The potion is valued at 1,101,000. Saram asked our boy to drink the potion in order to regain his original strength. Jaryong was surprised to see that Saram would give him such an item after telling him that she does not like him. He told the girl that she can be harsher with her words. Our boy kept the potion in his pocket. Saram was surprised to see this. She asked our boy to tell her why he is not drinking it. Jaryong told the girl that he wants to sell it later. Saram was shocked to hear this. She asked our boy if he knows the price of the Stamina Ample. Jaryong told our girl that he can sell the potion for a hefty price of 1,000,001. Saram was shocked to hear this. She could not believe that Jaryong was thinking about a measly 1,000,001. She found our boy to be weird. Jaryong walked forward and told the girl that they need to get going. While walking, our boy thought about how weird rich kids are. When they arrived at the entrance of the mall, Jaryong reminded Saram that their goal is not to hunt. He told the girl that they are simply at the mall to get what they want. He asked Saram to follow his orders regardless of the monsters they see inside. With a smile on his face, our boy told the girl that he is an expert on surviving. He asked her to trust him. Saram felt a sense of relief when she heard this. The girl had never felt this weird feeling before. She was not able to get this feeling because for the past half year, she was an outsider at her school who was unrecognized by others. The girl felt relieved because it was her first time fighting alongside a companion. When the two stepped into the mall, they saw something shocking. Saram asked our boy to tell her what she is looking at. With a nervous look on his face, Jaryong told Saram that he has never seen anything like this before. Our boy and Saram saw dozens of dead monsters on the floor. Humans are beings that are much braver than they think. With the proper resolve, they can stand up to any situation. The only exception to this is when they face an unpredictable situation that was not accounted for during the initial resolve. While staring at the bodies of the monsters, Saram realized that some of the monsters are not from the area and some of the monsters are dangerous to pro-adventurers. The girl could not comprehend what happened in the mall. Our boy asked Saram to not lose her mental state. He told her that she already knew that something dangerous would be in the mall. The reason why she was surprised was because things were much messier than she expected. Jaryong assured her that nothing has changed. While they were talking, the two noticed that a monster was moving. Jaryong immediately took a stance. The monster, which was severely injured, is known as a slasher lip. It has a danger rank of 2 to 3 stars. Our boy charged at the monster. Upon seeing that Jaryong was coming close to it, the slasher lip stretched out its tongue to attack our boy. Jaryong used his staff to kick the tongue away. Unfortunately for him, the slasher lip caught his staff with its tongue. It used its tongue to drag the staff towards itself. Jaryong held on to the staff. When he got above the monster, he let go of his staff and latched onto the ceiling. The weapon hit the monster's body. Upon seeing that the monster was injured, Jaryong jumped from the ceiling and landed a kick directly on the monster's head. The slasher lip screamed out in pain. After defeating the monster, our boy picked up his staff and walked back to Saram. The girl told Jaryong that the monster is not yet dead because of its high survivability. Our boy corrected the girl by telling her that he was the one who kept the monster alive on purpose. This is because the monster will serve as a warning alarm when someone steps into the mall. The slasher lip is a type of monster that screams to alert its allies when it feels like its life is in danger. Saram was surprised to hear that they needed a warning alarm. She asked our boy to tell her who the alarm is for. The moment she asked this question, someone appeared on the first floor of the mall and told the girl that the warning alarm is for him. The man who appears to be tired told the girl that he was exhausted after killing the monsters, so he decided to rest. Saram was shocked to see the man. She believed that he was an adventurer. She asked our boy if he recognizes the man. Jaryong grit his teeth when he heard this question. The man was surprised to see Jaryong and Saram. He believed that the two of them were too young to be smugglers. The man noticed the Warrior High School logo on Saram's shirt. The moment he saw the logo, he jumped down from the first floor and asked the girl if she is from Warrior High School. Saram told the man that she is. The man smiled when he heard this. He told our girl that it is unfortunate that she has to die in such a place. Saram was terrified to hear this. Jaryong asked Saram to stop talking to the man like an idiot. He told the girl that the man is not the normal adventurer she is familiar with. He explained to our girl that the man is a villain who came to kill him for the royal jelly. Seeing that the man had no affiliations with his commissioner, Jaryong asked the man to tell him how he will handle things if he touches the item without permission. With an unbothered look on his face, the man told our boy that he will only have to handle things if he is caught. According to the man, he is a lucky person. The man revealed to our boy that he coincidentally heard that his comrade was smuggling something valuable. The man originally planned to ambush his comrade on his way to the meeting point. Unfortunately, things did not go as planned. The man failed to finish off his comrade. He was able to track him to the mall. However, he could not find his comrade in the mall. The insane man knew that his comrade must be hiding in one of the smuggling locations of the mall. Jaryong was surprised to hear the reason why the smuggler was not able to deliver. With a creepy smile on his face, the man placed his hand on his sword. Even without clashing with him yet, Jaryong could instinctively feel it. He could tell that this opponent was the real deal. The man was on a much different rank than the awkward idiot from earlier. Our boy asked Saram to start searching for the coin box while he buys time. He told the girl that there will not be any monsters inside the mall thanks to the man. Saram was hesitant to leave. She believed that she needed to help our boy. Jaryong told the girl that she is not much help to him right now. The moment he said this, the man appeared in front of him with a smile on his face. The man told Jaryong that he can hear him. The man used his sword to attack our boy. Jaryong was able to block the attack with his staff. Immediately he blocked the attack. Our boy yelled at Saram and asked her to start running. He told our girl that she needs to be alive for him to receive his money. The moment Saram heard this, she began to run. The man was surprised to see that Saram actually left. With an evil smile on his face, the man told Jaryong that he made the wrong choice. While attacking our boy aggressively, the man told him that he would have increased his chance of survival if Saram had stayed. While blocking the man's attacks, Jaryong told him that he is spouting nonsense. Our boy took a stance and gathered his energy. He used his staff to knock the man's sword away. The man was shocked to see this. He could not believe that our boy read his sword path. Before the man could swing his sword again, Jaryong landed a heavy kick on his face. The kick sent the man flying. The man crashed into a wall and covered the area in dust. The man stood up and told Jaryong that he surprised him. Our boy was shocked to hear the man's voice. The man never expected our boy to force him to use his equipment. He commended Jaryong on his skills. He told our boy that he is better than the average pro. The man realized that he had to fight properly if he wants to win Jaryong. As the dust cleared up, we see the man whose name is Yang Dog-yoon equipped with an item. It was a horrifying item that covered his body. Dog-yoon is a gold-class adventurer. The scene shifts and we are taken to the station. We see Jae-hwan eating instant noodles. The man was surprised to see how good the noodles tasted. While eating his noodles, Jae-hwan noticed that the bald man was standing next to Piljiu. The broker asked the man to sit. He told him that it will be a while before Piljiu wakes up. The bald man called Piljiu a pig that cannot even pull his own weight. He told Jae-hwan that he paid Piljiu a lot of money. He could not believe that Piljiu was calling himself a former adventurer. Jae-hwan asked the man to not be hard on Piljiu. He told him that the idiot lost because he had to. Jae-hwan explained to the man that people tend to overlook the fact that adventurers do not fight humans. As an adventurer, Piljiu was trained in hunting and exploration. He was not trained to fight humans. It was natural for him to lose to a smuggler like Jaryong. The man turned to the broker and told him that he heard that adventurers fight among themselves. With a smile on his face, Jae-hwan confirmed the rumor. He told the man that adventurers definitely fight among themselves. As adventurers rise up in rank, they fight more because of how valuable a dungeon is. Even comrades who depend on each other many times sometimes succumb to greed and backstab each other. The bald man asked the broker if the adventurers kill each other. Jae-hwan told the man that there is no one to stop them. There are no laws implemented inside a dungeon. According to Jae-hwan, the adventurers could simply say that their comrades were killed by monsters. They do not even need an alibi. The higher an adventurer is, the more they need to train in preparation for potential fights. Jae-hwan explained to the man that Pilju lost because his class is not very high. The broker told the man that Pilju's story of assaulting a comrade is a cute idea. He told him that the fact that the idiot was caught means that it happened outside a dungeon. It was probably an argument without any equipment. The bald man was surprised to hear this. He asked the broker to tell him what an equipment is. According to Jae-hwan, an equipment is the armor and weapons adventurers take with them to hunt. With an equipment, even someone like Pilju can put up a decent fight. The man was surprised to hear this. He asked Jae-hwan if an equipment is very powerful. The broker revealed to the man that an equipment is half the combat power of an adventurer. The scene shifts and we are taken back to the fight. Jaryong was certain that his attack went in. Our boy realized that the blade has an upper-level defense. While he was thinking, Dog-yoon rushed to attack him. The man told our boy that he should not overthink things. Jaryong quickly used his staff to block the attack. Dog-yoon told our boy that it is disrespectful to him and to his own life to overthink things in a fight. The moment he said this, he kicked Jaryong. The attack pushed our boy back. The moment Jaryong regained his stance, Dog-yoon appeared in front of him. Our boy was shocked to see this. The man began to attack Jaryong fiercely. Our boy was able to block some attacks, but some of them landed on his body and injured him. Dog-yoon asked Jaryong to fight back properly like he did earlier. The insane man knew that this was impossible. Dojin's equipment is known as Shade Jacket. It is an A+ rank armor. The Shade Jacket consumes the user's blood to support physical abilities and form an upper level of defense against impact. This equipment allows Dog-yoon to use his berserker style of combat. While blocking Dojin's attack, Jaryong realized that the insane man had no openings. Our boy could tell that he would die if he goes for the wrong counterstrike. While Jaryong was thinking, Dog-yoon landed an attack on his stomach. Our boy was shocked to see this. He fell to his knees. Dog-yoon began to laugh like a maniac. He told Jaryong that he lasted longer than expected. The moment the man said this, he noticed something odd about our boy. Instead of shaking, our boy let out a sigh. He threw the jacket on the floor and stood up. He showed Dog-yoon that the attack barely reached his stomach. With a smile on his face, Jaryong told the man that he liked the jacket. He told him that he is not as strong as he expected. Dog-yoon was shocked to hear this. Our boy explained to him that he was scared because his aura was huge. He told the man that he is pretty weak to not be able to beat a high schooler without any equipment. Jaryong told Dog-yoon that he is simply getting carried by his equipment. The moment he said this, Dog-yoon snapped. He called Jaryong a cocky bastard. Although the man was powerful, he was the one in a rush. Our boy knew that Dog-yoon was in a rush because he had to take him down and still find serum to silence her. Jaryong understood that the man would become more impatient the longer he stalled. Dog-yoon rushed to attack our boy. Jaryong carefully read the attack and used his staff to block it. The second technique which our boy learned when he was younger was something that he could not use with his own strength alone. He has to use his opponent's strength against them and inflict a huge damage that would not be possible with his strength alone. Jaryong gathered the energy around him and put it into his staff. He took a stance and smacked Dog-yoon with his staff. The name of this technique that even our boy had not perfected yet is Swell. The attack sent Dog-yoon flying. The man got slammed to a wall. The moment he used this technique, Jaryong spat out some blood. Our boy was surprised to see that his attack actually worked. He had never used it in a fight before. Jaryong never expected a pro adventurer like Dog-yoon to be a person who charges in carelessly. As Dog-yoon stood up from the wall, we see that Jaryong's attack has destroyed a part of his equipment. Our boy asked the adventurer to give up. He told him that he cannot change his fate no matter what he does. With a creepy smile on his face, Dog-yoon called Jaryong a cocky bastard and told him to screw off. The insane man took out a knife and stabbed himself in the chest. Jaryong was shocked to see this. The moment he stabbed himself, his equipment began to act weird. Dog-yoon laughed as his eyes turned red. He assured our boy that he will kill him. The scene shifts and we see Saram at the 5th floor of the mall. The girl had found the coin box she was searching for. Our girl placed her hand on the box and it confirmed her identity. After getting the coin she wanted, Saram decided to return to her camp. Before the girl could take a step, the entire mall shook. Saram was shocked to see this. The moment this happened, the girl remembered that Jaryong held back Dog-yoon in order to allow her run. As Saram held the coin close to her chest, she told herself that nothing will change even if she goes back. Upon remembering the terrifying look on Dojin's face, Saram assured herself that Jaryong would have not fought the insane man if he had no way of escaping. The scene shifts and we are shown Dojin's past. We see the man as a young student. Dog-yoon grabbed a huge boy by his shirt after beating him up. The boy began to apologize to Dog-yoon. He told him that he will never act cheeky in front of him again. Dog-yoon smiled when he heard this. The boy believed that he was a genius. From when he was young, everything was easy for him. He had talent, recognition from adults, and dominance over his peers. The only thing that Dog-yoon could not get was an entrance into Warrior High School. The boy could not believe what he was seeing. The boy comforted himself by saying that Warrior High School was simply all about money and connections. He told himself that the school picks money over talent. He believed that he would never fall behind if people were chosen based on talent. Instead of going to Warrior High School, Dog-yoon got into Ganjian High. In his current school, the boy rose to the top of his class. Dog-yoon believed that he was a selected genius in the minority. When students were checking their final exams report, they saw that Dog-yoon was first place with 966 points, while the second place got 752 points. The students could not believe that Dog-yoon was able to get such a large amount of points. They believed that Dog-yoon was on a different level entirely. At his graduation ceremony, a teacher walked up to Dog-yoon and stretched out his hand. The man congratulated the boy on being valedictorian. He told him he will become a great adventurer. The man asked the boy to not get conceited and continue to work hard. Dog-yoon accepted his teacher's handshake with a smile on his face. In the boy's head, he believed that his teacher was a washed-up trash that teaches kids. He told himself that he will become someone so great that he will be able to look down on him from a place where normal people cannot reach. The scene shifts and we see Dog-yoon trembling while he was covered in blood. The adventurer that stood in front of Dog-yoon was disappointed to see that he was forced to enter the dungeon to face such a weak monster. Dog-yoon could not believe what he was seeing. The monster took down his entire team, and yet one man easily took care of it. As the man walked towards him, Dog-yoon saw a familiar stare on the man's face. He recognized this stare because it was the stare he used to look down on others. As the man walked past him, Dog-yoon realized that his teacher's words was not an advice but words of comfort. The man understood that he was not the chosen one. He was simply one of the people that average people look up to. While transforming, Dog-yoon explained to our boy that his jacket was made from a live vampire. The man told our boy that he is willing to give the jacket all his blood in order to kill him. The moment he said this, we see that the jacket has completely merged with the man and turned him to a monster. Jaryong told the man that his equipment is very dangerous. The moment Jaryong said this, Dog-yoon appeared in front of him. The man used his claws to attack our boy. Jaryong was able to block the attack with his staff. The moment he blocked the attack, our boy realized that Dojin's speed did not significantly increase. Dog-yoon rushed to attack Jaryong again. He stretched out his hand and tried to use his claws to pierce his head. After fighting for a while, we see Jaryong trembling as his body was covered in injuries. Our boy knelt on the ground and used his staff to hold himself together. Jaryong grit his teeth as he was breathing heavily. Dog-yoon was surprised to see that our boy was able to hold out against him. He could not comprehend why someone who had a great reaction speed and amazing talent was working as a smuggler. He asked Jaryong to tell him the reason why he does his job. Our boy was surprised to see that Dog-yoon was complimenting him. He took out the stamina ample and drank it. He told the man that he does not need to know why he works as a smuggler. Dog-yoon was not offended by this. Instead, he thanked Jaryong. Our boy was surprised to see that the man thanked him. With a terrifying smile on his face, Dog-yoon told Jaryong that he is able to stomp on a talented person thanks to him. He stretched his hand out and tried to attack our boy. Jaryong was able to dodge the attack. The moment he did this, he ran towards the man. Our boy was happy to see that his body was functioning properly. Dog-yoon became excited when he saw Jaryong running towards him. He asked our boy to show him more amazing things. While running, Our boy realized that Dog-Yun will not be able to maintain his current strength for long. This is because the man uses blood as the fuel for the jacket. Jaryong decided to bait the man into consuming more blood and use needle to end the fight. Unfortunately for our boy, Dog-Yun appeared in front of him. The man told Jaryong that he is already aware of his plan. The moment he said this, Dog-Yun rushed to attack our boy. Jaryong immediately realized that he could not dodge this attack. Before the man's hand could touch our boy, someone attacks him with a huge explosion. Our boy was shocked to see this. He quickly turned to see the person that saved him. He was surprised to see Saram. Jaryong smiled when he saw the girl. He was happy to see that she did not listen to him. The attack created a hole in Dojin's mask. Jaryong put his energy into his staff and used needle to end the insane man. After Jaryong used needle on Dog-Yun, he got knocked out and his body reverted to its original form. While looking at Dojin's body, Saram asked our boy if he is dead. Jaryong assured her that the insane man would not die from such an attack. He asked her to not worry too much about Dog-Yun. The moment he said this, he took a picture of the man. Jaryong assured our girl that Dog-Yun will not try to get revenge. He will not do this because his career and image will take a hit if he tries to do anything. Our boy picked up his staff and told Saram that they are now even. The girl did not understand what Jaryong was saying. Our boy reminded her that he saved her life twice. He told the girl that she owes him. The first time he saved her was from the Titan ape, and the second time was when she decided to follow him. Jaryong told Saram that they are now even since she saved him. He told her that he likes being generous. Saram was annoyed to hear this. She could not believe that Jaryong did not want to thank her. She screamed at our boy and told him that he needs to learn to say thanks. Jaryong smiled when he heard this. Our boy and Saram went into the mall to retrieve the package. After searching for a while, the two saw a bright light coming from the basement. As they went down the stairs, Saram smelled something sweet. When they got to the basement, they saw something shocking. The man who was transporting the royal jelly had died, and he left the box containing the royal jelly open. It was thanks to this that the smell of the royal jelly was leaking out and attracting monsters. Jaryong moved close to the man to see his face. Our boy closed his eyes and said a prayer for the dead man. After saying his prayer, Jaryong turned to Saram. He noticed that the girl was shocked by the scent which the royal jelly was releasing. Our boy asked her not to be surprised. He reminded her that he told her that she would see something special if she followed him. Jaryong decided to open the box completely in order to see what the royal jelly looks like. When Jaryong opened the box, he and Saram smelled something beyond anything they have ever experienced before. It was a sweet and endearing smell. It was so potent that it makes a person forget what they are thinking about. Our boy finally understood why the monsters were attracted to the royal jelly. While looking at the royal jelly, Jaryong saw a sack in the box. He wondered if the sack contained another royal jelly. Our boy closed the box and told Saram that they need to leave. He explained to her that something might creep up on them if they continue to stay. When Jaryong and Saram arrived at the first floor of the mall, they noticed something odd. They noticed that Dog-Yun was no longer on the floor. While they were looking at the floor, they heard someone call them bastards. When they turned around, they noticed that the person is Dog-Yun. As he ran towards the exit, Dog-Yun assured Jaryong and our girl that he will not forget their faces. He assured them that he will do whatever he can to kill them. He told them that he will make them regret their actions. Our boy could not believe that Dog-Yun was still spouting nonsense even after he lost. The moment Dog-Yun stepped out of the mall, he noticed that a huge shadow covered him. When the man looked up, he saw a Titan ape coming towards him with its mouth open. The moment Dog-Yun saw the monster, he knew that he was doomed. The Titan ape ate Dog-Yun in one go. Jaryong and Saram were shocked to see what happened. Jaryong told our girl that it is better they leave through the back door. In the evening, we see Jaryong resting his hands on his knees. Our boy was relieved that they had finally arrived at a safe spot. Seeing that it was already a bit late, Jaryong asked Saram about her test. Our girl assured him that she still has enough time. Our boy stretched out his hand and told Saram that it was nice to meet her. He told our girl that although a lot of things happened, they were both able to achieve their objectives. Saram smiled when she heard this. She shook our boy's hand. After shaking hands, Jaryong turned around and slowly walked forward. While walking, he reminded Saram to not forget about his payment. He asked her to not do anything stupid if she does not want to meet him again. While Jaryong was walking, our girl asked him if they can meet each other again. Jaryong turned around when he heard this. Our boy was quite shocked to hear this. The scene shifts and we see Jaryong return to the office. Jae-hwan was surprised to see that our boy looked quite rough. He asked him if he had a fun time in the dungeon. Jaryong placed the box in front of his boss and asked him to take a look at it. When Jae-hwan opened the box, he was surprised to see the royal jelly. He explained to our boy that a huge uproar will be caused if this item was released to the public. He told him that anyone can easily buy a couple buildings by selling the royal jelly. Jae-hwan commended Jaryong on his job. He told him that he will send his money to him tomorrow. Our boy did not reply to his boss. He seemed to be thinking about something else. Jae-hwan was surprised to see that our boy was quiet. He called out to him and asked him if he is okay. Jaryong told his boss that he is fine. Jae-hwan did not believe our boy. He asked him if he is thinking about the adventurer that died while fighting him. Jaryong explained to the broker that Dog-Eun did not die while fighting him. He told him that he does not feel remorseful about anything. Jae-hwan asked our boy if something else happened while he was in the dungeon. Jaryong put on his school jacket and told the man that nothing happened. He looked at the box and asked his boss if he can take the sack since it does not contain any royal jelly. Jae-hwan told our boy that he can take the sacks. According to the broker, all other items excluding the object in question belongs to the smuggler. As Jaryong put the sacks in his bag, Jae-hwan told him that he is curious about the kid who will eat the royal jelly. Our boy was surprised to hear this. He asked his boss to tell him what he is talking about. The broker explained to Jaryong that although the royal jelly can bring the dead back to life, it has a more appealing effect. The royal jelly can increase an individual's limit of talent. Our boy was surprised to hear this. According to Jae-hwan, the effects only works on people who have not reached adulthood yet. This means that the person who wants to take the royal jelly must be a promising student. The broker told our boy that the royal jelly must be for a student of Warrior High School. After hearing what his boss said, Jaryong picked up his bag and told him that he is leaving. Jae-hwan asked our boy to say hi to his father on his behalf. Jaryong told his boss that he will do it if he gets a chance. He revealed to Jae-hwan that his father has not been doing well recently. After our boy stepped out of the train station, he sees a large amount of ruined buildings in front of him. While looking at the buildings, Jaryong remembered what Saram said to him. The scene shifts and we are taken back to the dungeon. When Saram told our boy that she wants to meet him again, Jaryong asked her if she is interested in him. Our girl told Jaryong that she is serious. She explained to our boy that an entrance exam to her school will be holding in winter. Saram told Jaryong that Warrior High School will accept a handful of people. She asked our boy to apply. She told him that he has a good chance of getting in. Saram stretched out her hand and asked our boy to join Warrior High School. It is a known fact that no adventurer can explore a dungeon alone. It does not matter if the adventurer is extremely skilled. It is basically impossible for one person to combat every unexpected situation in a dungeon by themselves. In other words, a party is needed. Different adventurers with different talent use their strengths to make up for each other's weaknesses. This is the best way to explore a dungeon. According to Saram, Warrior High School has political factions in each grade. Jaryong was surprised to hear this. He asked our girl if the students fight with each other. Our girl told Jaryong that it is more serious than that. Saram explained to our boy that her grade has 2 factions. 2 of the top 3 students lead each faction. One of the leaders is Diav and the other leader is an elf girl. Our boy asked Saram if students form parties within the faction. Our girl told him that they do. Jaryong realized that Saram was not in a party because she does not belong to a faction. He asked her if the teachers do not interfere in the issue. Saram told him that the teachers do not interfere because it is a student's responsibility to get into a party. Jaryong did not know what to say to this. Saram knew that our boy was going to say that she was not in a party because she is not skilled. Our girl explained to Jaryong that she knows that she cannot become a great student. However, she was not so terrible that she would not be able to join a party. She revealed to our boy that students who do not belong to any faction are still able to form a party. Saram told Jaryong that the female leader does not like her. Although the girl does not show it, she had intentionally isolated Saram behind her back. Our boy was surprised to hear this. He asked Saram if she stole the girl's boyfriend. Our girl told him that such a thing never happened. Saram explained to Jaryong that she can survive her current grade as a solo adventurer. However, she will not be able to survive in future grades alone. She told our boy that she wants to employ him. Saram believed that she might be able to survive if she has someone as skilled as Jaryong on her side. The scene shifts and we are taken back to the present. We see Jaryong thinking about Saram's offer while he was on his bed. Our boy thought of Saram as a funny girl. In the next scene, we see Saram arrive at her destination. The girl was relieved to see that she had finally reached the dungeon barrier. This dungeon barrier is in Gangnam. It is the 12th location. The moment she arrived, Saram thought about our boy's response to her offer. Jaryong had told the girl that he will think about it. Upon seeing how Jaryong replied, Saram was certain that our boy will not contact her. While our girl was thinking, someone told her that she is not yet late. When Saram raised her head up, she was surprised to see her teacher in front of her. The name of the teacher, who has a huge scar on his face and a metallic right hand, is Kang Jungkook. He is a teacher for Class 1 of Warrior High School. He is a melee combat instructor. Saram asked her teacher if something is wrong. She told him that she still has enough time to complete the test. She did not understand why her teacher was outside standing. Jungkook revealed to Saram that they encountered a problem. The man explained to our girl that monsters that do not live in the dungeon were spotted in certain areas. Fortunately, there were no deaths, however. Some people said that it will be impossible for them to carry on with the test. Saram was surprised to hear this. The man told Saram that the monsters were also in the area where she got the coin. He asked our girl if she came across any monsters during her test. With a nervous look on her face, Saram told her teacher that her test was fine. Upon hearing our girl's response, Jungkook asked her to get behind him. The moment he said this, Saram felt the presence of the Titan ape behind her. Our girl quickly turned around. She was terrified to see the monster. She noticed that it was much bigger than the one from before. This Titan ape is an adult and its danger rank is 4 stars. As Jungkook walked towards the monster, he told Saram that the situation is strange. This is because Titan apes do not live anywhere near the area. The man told our girl that the monster might have been attracted by something. The moment the teacher said this, Saram realized that the monster might have been attracted to the smell of the royal jelly. While our girl was thinking, Jungkook reminded her to get behind him. The Titan ape clenched its fist and rushed to attack the teacher. Jungkook clenched his metallic hand and took a stance. The moment he took the stance, a small amount of energy began to circulate around his hand. The teachers in the dungeon field are all former adventurers. They are usually all from Warrior High School too. People view them as abandoned adventurers who couldn't continue due to injuries. However, in their early 20s, this people receive the title of rankers. Jungkook rushed to attack the monster. When his hand touched the Titan ape, a large amount of energy traveled from the ape's hand to its head. This attack blew up the monster's head. Jungkook was known as the fighter of tyranny. When the monster fell to the ground, the man noticed that his metallic hand was completely destroyed because it could not handle his energy. Jungkook told Saram that she was lucky she was able to return fast. Our girl could not hear what her teacher said. She was more focused on the fact that he took down the monster with one punch. Jungkook walked up to Saram and placed his hand on her shoulder. With a smile on his face, the man told our girl that he is relieved that she is safe. He asked her to return to the base with him. As the man walked forward, Saram realized that people tend to overlook the fact that a young warrior can become a teacher. The scene shifts and we are taken to the practical base of the school. We see 2 students talking. The boy in a huge body armor told his friend that student who were rescued will have to retake the test. The other student who was sitting on the ground smiled when he heard this. He told his friend that people who ask to be rescued are weaklings. The moment he said this, he and his friend heard someone coming into the base. The boy noticed that it was Saram and their teacher. He told his friend that Saram is one of the weaklings he is referring to. Jungkook asked Saram to wait. He told her that he needs to check if everyone is at the base. He explained to her that she can change into her uniform after he has confirmed the number of student. After her teacher left, Saram let out a huge sigh. The moment she did this, someone told our girl that she is happy that she is fine. She told Saram that her tact is quite fast. Our girl's expression changed when she saw the girl. She referred to the girl as Anisha. The girl had a boy and a girl next to her. Anisha is the girl responsible for isolating Saram. With a smile on her face, Anisha told our girl that she was worried about her. Saram smiled when she heard this. She told the girl that she never expected her to be worried. Anisha told our girl that she feels a bit offended. She referred to Saram as sister and told her to not say things like that. Our girl had a grim look on her face when she heard Anisha call her sister. The scene shifts and we are taken to the past. We see a younger Saram practicing her magic. Her uncle, whose name is Zeke Esker Saram, asked our girl to try harder. He told her that she can do better. He asked her to stay focused. Saram, who was 11 years old at this time, struggled to create a fireball. After practicing for a while, Zeke asked his niece to stop training. He told her that she has improved a bit since last time. Saram felt sad when she heard this. While breathing heavily, our girl hears someone cheering for someone. When Saram turned to see what happened, She saw another girl who was the same age as her freely controlling fire on a larger scale. This girl is the younger Anisha Esker. She is the same age as our girl. Zeke was surprised to see this. Anisha did not look like a mixed blood, and her ability to wield magic was much better than most purebloods. The man told Sarum that her cousin is a genius. He assured her that she will forever be compared to her cousin if she continues to walk down her path. He told Sarum that she needs to be careful around the girl. When Anisha noticed that our girl was looking at her, she changed her expression. The girl had a condescending smile on her face. She was basically showing off to Sarum. While looking at the smile on her face, Zeke told his niece that she might get destroyed by Anisha if she makes the wrong move. The scene shifts and we are taken to the present. Anisha told our girl that she does not know why other students do not want to form a party with her. With a smile on her face, Sarum asked her to create a party with her if she is curious. Anisha was surprised to hear this. She told her cousin that she cannot do it because they are both range damage dealers. She explained to Sarum that she might consider it if they were on the same level. Our girl became angry when she heard this. Anisha told Sarum that there is no point in having two people with the same roles on the same team. With a smile on her face, the girl told Sarum that she does not need to worry. She assured our girl that there will be a retest. Sarum moved close to the brat's face and told her that she does not care about the test because she passed it. The girl told Sarum that she is incredible for doing her best, as our girl walked past her. Anisha told her not to push herself too hard. She reminded Sarum that she is going to be the one to inherit the company. Our girl grit her teeth as she walked forward. While watching Sarum walk away, Anisha asked her cousin to stop struggling with a menacing look on her face. In the next scene, we see Jaryong rush to his father's hospital room. When he arrived in the room, he saw a doctor and a nurse checking his father. Our boy asked the nurse to tell him what happened. The nurse informed Jaryong that his father had a relapse. The doctor explained to our boy that his father has an extremely rare condition. It is basically the only case in the world, due to the fact that there is no recorded case of anyone getting infected by dragon's blood and surviving the poison. The hospital did not know what to do. Jaryong explained to the doctor that he already knows that they cannot cure his father or improve his condition. The best the hospital can do is to suppress his pain with medication. The doctor was surprised to see that our boy already knew this. He told Jaryong that their problem lies with the ingredient for the painkillers. According to the doctor, the painkillers are made from the milk of a sky tiger. It is a 5-star monster. Jaryong told the man that he has enough money to acquire the milk. The man explained to our boy that money is not the problem. The man revealed to Jaryong that there is a potion which adventurers are buying recently. A small dose of the potion can increase an adventurer's strength and resistance for a long time. The ingredient for this potion is also the milk of the sky tiger. Our boy was surprised to hear this. According to the doctor, the milk of the sky tiger used to be something that anyone can acquire as long as they have enough money. This was because the milk was considered useless even though it was precious. However, things have now changed. Companies and adventurers have decided to buy up stock. Jaryong was annoyed to hear this. He stood up and asked the doctor if he cannot get enough to help a dying person. The man explained to our boy that the amount needed to help his father is equivalent to the amount that is used to make 10 potions. The doctor told Jaryong that the government would have gotten involved if the milk was needed by a large amount of patients. However, there is only one patient in the entire world that needs it. The government would never give up such a huge profit for a single person. Jaryong was shocked to hear this. He did not know what to do. The doctor told our boy that he will do what he can, but he cannot operate well without the ingredient. The scene shifts and we see our boy sitting on a park bench outside the hospital. Jaryong took out his phone and dialed a number. Our boy called Sarum. The girl stopped training when she saw Jaryong's number. When she picked up the call, our boy asked her if her offer is still available. Sarum told him that it is. Jaryong told the girl that he has no choice but to accept the deal. Our girl asked Jaryong to tell her what he wants. Our boy told Sarum about the ingredient he needs. Our girl revealed to Jaryong that she can get milk. Our boy was shocked to hear this. Sarum explained to him that her company's development team is producing the potion. She told him that the amount he needs is not much at all. Jaryong placed his hand on his head and laughed when he heard this. He found his situation to be ironic. Sarum asked him if he is available on Sunday. Our boy was surprised to hear this. He asked her to tell him why she wants to see him. The girl explained to our boy he needs to prepare for the entrance exam. In the next scene, we see Jaryong arrive at the Jinseong Group's Special Defense Research Institute. The moment our boy arrived, someone told him that he is early. Jaryong turned to see the person who spoke to him. When he turned around, he saw Saram stepping out of her car. The girl asked him if he is feeling good. Our boy asked Saram to tell him what they are doing at the research facility. The girl revealed to Jaryong that they came to measure his potential. After the world changed, humanity was given access to powers beyond their capabilities. Before the adhesion, the talent that a normal human had was always ranked D. In the past, a person who had a C rank was seen as a genius. B rank is seen as a superhuman. Saram explained to Jaryong that he needs to have C rank in 5 categories excluding magic in order to become an adventurer. Saram herself has C rank strength, B rank agility, C rank stamina, B rank intelligence, A rank in patience, and D rank in magic. Our girl told Jaryong that he has to have at least 3 B ranks in order to be considered for Warrior High School. Jaryong asked our girl if the evaluation is like getting a physical. Saram told him that it is a bit more complicated when one hits puberty. Our boy asked her to explain what she means. The scene shifts and we see Jaryong in new clothes. Our boy was also holding his staff. Jaryong realized that this was why Saram was asking him if he feels good. In front of Jaryong was a golem known as Gear Crone Pro. This is the version 9.22 of the golem. Jaryong swung his staff and took a stance. He decided to try his best since he was already at the research facility. Our boy had also always been curious about his potential. In another room, we see Saram and a woman watching Jaryong. The woman was surprised to see that our boy stood in front of the golem. She told Saram that most people usually get scared of the golem. This woman's name is Young Yeoman. She is a golem expert and a former adventurer. She is a researcher for Jinseong Group. The woman took a sip of her tea and asked Saram if our boy is confident because he is preparing to be transferred to Warrior High. Saram did not know what to say to Yeoman. She did not know how to tell her about how strong Jaryong truly is. After drinking her tea, Yeoman inserted some of her energy into an orb. The moment she inserted the energy, the golem woke up and rushed to attack our boy. The talent test is usually done in the 6th to 7th year. The test takers wears a special equipment for detailed measurements. After putting on the equipment, they push their bodies to the limit in various fields. Due to this, it is hard to measure older people, because the test will not allow the examiner know if they have amazing talents or if they have trained for a long time. This is because it is difficult for them to reach their limits. Saram believed that Jaryong is almost as strong as a professional. She knew that it will be hard for our boy to reach his limits. After waiting for some minutes, Saram believed that Jaryong would already be tired. Yeoman called out to our girl. She reminded Saram that she said that Jaryong went to a normal high school and he could not get into a special high school because he failed the admissions. While looking at the golem which our boy demolished, Yeoman asked Saram to tell her the name of the school that rejected someone as talented as Jaryong. The researcher could not comprehend what was happening. She told our girl that even though the golem's difficulty is lowered a bit, it is still the same model used for pro adventurers. The researcher explained to Saram that Jaryong reads the golem's pattern after dodging a few times. He found an opening in the golem's defense and countered it. Yeoman could not believe that someone would be so talented. She revealed to Saram that Jaryong is better than the average pro with his senses alone. Saram asked the researcher about our boy's measurements. Yeoman did not know how to respond to this. She told our girl that Jaryong has not gotten to his limits. She revealed to her that even if she raises the golem's power by 1 or 2 levels, it would not change the outcome. Saram was surprised to hear this. The researcher explained to her that the best thing to do is to raise the golem's power to a 100% output. However, the researcher cannot do this because it is a felony to take off safe mode for someone who is not a professional. Saram asked the woman to tell her what to do about the measurements. Yeoman did not know what to do because this was her first time in such a situation. While the woman was trying to think, someone asked her if she is paid to do such things. The researcher immediately recognized the voice. With a look of fear on her face, the woman greeted her director. The director turns out to be Saram's uncle. Zeke asked Yeoman if he pays her to use the lab without reports. Saram was surprised to see her uncle. With a serious look on his face, Zeke asked the woman if she is doing something that she is ready to be imprisoned for. Our girl told Zeke that she was the one who asked Yeoman to help her. The man asked Saram if she is trying to give excuses to cover for his subordinate. Our girl was surprised to hear this. Zeke asked Saram to know her place. He reminded her that the company belongs to her father. He told her that she cannot take responsibility for anything in the company. Our girl did not know how to respond to this. Yeoman was surprised to see how Zeke spoke to his niece. She realized that the rumors about him were true. It is known that Saram's maternal uncle has always been cold to her since she was young. Yeoman did not understand why Zeke was acting badly to his niece. She did not see anything wrong with what our girl did. She believed that Sarum should be allowed to use the facility, especially since they are in the weekend. A lot of adventurers who have connections to the company often use this lab. While Zeke was looking around, Jaryong called out to Sarum. He asked her if there is a problem. Zeke asked Sarum if our boy is in her class. Yeoman explained to the director that Jaryong is Sarum's friend. She told him that Jaryong failed all his admission exams last year, and he wants to be an adventurer. She told him that our boy also lost his measurement data. The researcher told Zeke that Sarum simply wanted to help a friend in need. When Zeke heard this, he took a look at the screen. The man noticed that Jaryong had destroyed the golem. He told the researcher that he will go in. Yeoman and Sarum were surprised to hear this. The researcher asked her director to tell her what he is talking about. As he walked towards the door, Zeke reminded the researcher that she said she cannot turn off safe mode. He told her that he will face Jaryong by himself. Sometimes adventurers engage in battles among themselves. This is done when it is hard to find someone's limit. In this fights, the opponent is usually a few levels above the test taker. While Jaryong was waiting inside the test area, Zeke stepped in. The man told our boy that he needs to skip the introduction because he does not have a lot of time. Jaryong was shocked to see Zeke. He did not know what he was looking at. Our boy immediately took a stance. He did not know who he was facing, but his senses reacted faster than his head. Zeke was surprised to see that our boy immediately understood the situation. He told Jaryong that he will be his opponent. Our boy could tell that Zeke was in a different dimension when compared to Dogyeon. No matter where Jaryong looked at Zeke from, he could not see a chance of him winning. Zeke took a stance and told our boy that he can attack him without worrying about safety. Jaryong took a stance and rushed to attack the man. Unfortunately, Jaryong did not know that Zeke was not just Sarum's maternal uncle. He is also Korea's 7th place ranker and a white class adventurer. Adventurers in the top 100 are referred to as rankers, and they get colors based on their ranking. Rank 76 to 100 are given red. Rank 51 to 75 are given blue. Rank 31 to 50 are given green. Rank 11 to 30 are given black, and rank 1 to 10 are given color white. As Jaryong moved closer to the man, he became more certain that he had no openings. Our boy decided to create an opening by himself. Jaryong's plan was to attack Zeke with a single strike containing his full force. When Zeke dodges the attack, he would use the opening to attack Zeke. Our boy gathered his energy in his staff and used it to attack the man. Unfortunately for our boy, Zeke easily blocks the attack with his bare hand. Jaryong was shocked to see this. The man told our boy that he is much more frivolous than he expected. The moment he said this, he kicked our boy in the stomach. The attack sent Jaryong flying. When our boy crashed on the ground, he touched the place which the man kicked him in. With a serious look on his face, Zeke asked our boy if he is not working hard because the fight is not real. He asked Jaryong if he really believes that such an obvious attack would work on him. While breathing heavily, our boy stood up and took a stance. Zeke told him that his first attack was an idiotic choice. He picked up Jaryong's weapon and told him that it was stupid of him to lose his weapon even though he is not unconscious. The man threw the staff back at our boy. He took a stance and told Jaryong that he has allowed him to make 2 idiotic mistakes. He told our boy that he will send him back if he does another stupid thing. He asked Jaryong to give up on his dreams of becoming an adventurer. Our boy was surprised to hear this. He did not understand why Zeke seemed to have some bad feelings for him. He took a stance and told the man that he will do his best. The moment he said this, Jaryong rushed to attack the man. Zeke noticed that our boy was coming at him with the same pattern. However, to his surprise, our boy stopped in his tracks and sent 2 ranged attacks at the man. As Zeke dodged the attacks, he understood that Jaryong used the attack to catch him off guard. However, the man did not believe that this was enough. As if Jaryong was in his mind, he told Zeke that they are just beginning. Our boy took a stance and gathered his energy into his staff. After gathering his energy, he sent the attack at Zeke. The attack turned out to be multiple ranged attacks. The man smiled when he saw this. He told Jaryong that it is not bad. The man began to use his hands to block each one of the attacks. Yeoman and Sarum could not believe what they were seeing. Yeoman wondered if she was seeing a fight between pros. She could not believe that Jaryong was not able to get into a school despite how talented he was. The woman told Sarum that although Jaryong is good, he is not perfect. Our girl was shocked to hear this. She asked Yeoman to tell her what is wrong with our boy. Yeoman explained to her that Jaryong has a detrimental weakness. She told Sarum that she is actually much better than Jaryong in this aspect. Our girl did not understand what the woman was saying. She could not believe that she had something that was better than Jaryong, who is currently fighting on equal grounds with her uncle. After blocking the attacks, Zeke closed in on our boy and sent a punch at him. Jaryong was able to dodge the attack by moving to the side. Our boy was shocked to see the man next to him. The moment he dodged the attack, Zeke began to punch him in the stomach. Our boy screamed out in pain. He quickly regained his composure and swung his staff at Zeke. Of course, the man easily dodged the attack. He was impressed to see that Jaryong actually managed to hold on to his weapon. He gave our boy 4 more punches on his stomach, and he gave him a heavy one that sent him flying. The punch slammed our boy to the wall. Yeoman was surprised to see this. Although she knew that Zeke was holding back, she believed that he was being too harsh. While Jaryong was on the ground, Zeke told him that he does not need to think about his loss. He told Jaryong that he was never going to win. He told our boy that the reason why he lost is quite pitiful. The man and Yeoman said that Jaryong lacks basic training. Saram was shocked to hear this. Yeoman explained to our girl that Jaryong has an exceptional talent. However, his basic understanding of attacking and defending is poor. The woman told Saram that it is as if Jaryong has never trained his entire life. Yeoman said that she is a bit disappointed. She knew that Jaryong would have been stronger if he had basic training. The moment the woman said this, Saram remembered that Jaryong once told her that he has never been trained by anyone. Zeke turned around and told our boy that he has seen plenty people like him who have the talents that everyone wants, but they do not put in any efforts. Saram felt bad when she heard this. She knew that our boy's situation was different. Zeke told Jaryong that he will give the researcher his measurements. He advised our boy to stop trying to become an adventurer. He told him that he will get killed if he continues to rely on his talent. The moment Zeke said this, Jaryong stood up and threw away his broken helmet. Our boy told the man that he is being very harsh to him. He asked him if he hates lazy people. Zeke was shocked to hear Jaryong's voice. He intended to end the fight with his last blow. He did not understand how Jaryong was moving. Our boy told Zeke that he does not care about the results anymore. He asked the man to fight him for another round. The moment he said this, he took a stance and told Zeke that he wants to show him the result of his efforts. Yeoman was surprised to see what was happening. She told Jaryong that they already have the data they require. She explained to him that he no longer needs to fight. Sarah moved close to the microphone and told our boy that they are already done. She assured him that he can get his results if he stops fighting. Zeke did not understand why Jaryong was challenging him. He told our boy that the result will not change no matter how many times they fight. He asked Jaryong if he wants him to acknowledge him. He asked him if he wants some form of praise. Jaryong smiled when he heard this. He told the man that he does not care for his praise. He explained to Zeke that he is simply pissed off. He told the man that he wants to give him a beating too. Jaryong had a separate reason for agreeing to Saram's offer. When our boy was young, he did not have anyone to teach him, so he had to start from nothing. He basically taught himself everything, thanks to his natural talents. Jaryong managed to fill the lack of basics and training. Due to his experience in the field, Jaryong was able to grow stronger and do whatever he wanted. Although he was talented, Jaryong never thought that he was better than others. However, our boy was disappointed by the adventurers he met in reality. They were fakes who were much weaker than him. But Zeke was different. Even with his talents alone, Zeke was a monster beyond comprehension. Zeke released a large amount of energy and told Jaryong that he will beat him till he loses the will to be angry. Our boy smiled when he heard this. Jaryong did not know that his blood was boiling because he has finally met someone who he considers to be a real adventurer. Jaryong took a stance that was similar to his father's. Yeoman did not understand why their chief was entertaining Jaryong's anger. While she was staring at the screen, Saram noticed that our boy's stance was different from his usual one. When Zeke took a look at Jaryong's stance, he noticed that it was much different from his usual stance. Zeke realized that our boy was not using a stance for a staff. It felt like Jaryong was a different person from before. While Zeke was looking at our boy, he rushed to attack him. Jaryong easily closed the gap between himself and Zeke. He swung his staff with a large amount of energy. Zeke managed to dodge the attack, but it left a cut on his face. Yeoman was shocked to see this. She did not understand what was happening. She realized that Jaryong's movements had completely changed. Saram was also shocked to see what was happening. Although Jaryong's movements were more simple and rough, our boy no longer had a single opening. Yeoman was surprised to see this. She wondered about who trained Jaryong. As our boy rushed to attack the man, he remembered how he used to copy his father's movements while he was training. Zeke blocked Jaryong's staff with his hand and tried to punch him in his stomach. Our boy barely blocked the attack with his staff. He quickly swung his staff at Zeke. The man was able to dodge the attack by moving back. He clenched his fist and rushed to attack Jaryong. As Zeke came closer to him, our boy remembered how his father saw him imitating him. His father pat his head when he saw him. When Zeke's hand got close to him, Jaryong managed to dodge the attack. He swung his staff at the man. Immediately he dodged the attack. Zeke had to jump in order to dodge Jaryong's attack. While he was in the air, the man realized that he will have an opening when he lands on the ground and he will not be able to dodge our boy's attack. He decided to give Jaryong what he wants. Zeke gathered his energy and charged towards our boy. Jaryong also took a stance and attacked the man. Yeoman and Sarum were shocked to see the scale of the battle. When the two clashed, our boy lost and fell to the ground. Zeke told Jaryong that he would have won if he continued to fight with his new style. He asked Jaryong if he used his staff skill at the end as a last sign of pride. While breathing heavily on the ground, our boy told Zeke that he used the technique because he ran out of what he memorized. He told the man that he has used all the things he knows. Immediately he said this, Jaryong slowly lost consciousness. Before closing his eyes, our boy realized that he ended up getting more beaten up. He was happy that he actually managed to fight to his fullest. The moment he lost consciousness, Zeke moved close to him and took a look at his face. Sarum entered the training ground and called out to her uncle. The man asked her to keep quiet. Zeke's Sarum is famous among the highest rankers for his sharp attitude. The reason why no one complained about it was because of his overwhelming skill. Zeke put some energy into his hand and placed his hand on our boy's head. A blue light came out of his hand. Immediately the light came out of his hand. Jaryong's face and body was completely healed. The man stood up and told Sarum that he has healed all of Jaryong's injuries. Zeke is not just a white class adventurer, he is also the greatest healer in Korea. As he walked past his niece, he asked her if Jaryong's name is Yoo Jaryong. The girl told him that it is. Zeke smiled when he heard this. He could not believe that he was meeting Yoo Sung's son at his research facility. The scene shifts and we see Zeke step out of the research facility. A huge man wearing glasses told Zeke that he should have texted him if he was going to be late. The man explained to Zeke that they are going to be late to the briefing again. He told him that people will assume that it is his fault that they are late. Zeke threw his jacket into the man's car and told him that something came up. With a smile on his face, the man told Zeke that he heard he was dueling a kid. He asked Zeke if he was dueling multiple people. The moment the man said this, he saw something shocking. The man saw that Zeke had a cut on his face. He could not believe that a white-class adventurer got injured. Zeke did not understand why the man was overreacting. The man asked the elf if he really has a cut on his face. Zeke could not believe that the man was asking such a stupid question. He told him that it is a cut. The man asked Zeke if Jaryong is actually 16. Zeke corrected him and told him that Jaryong is 17. He stepped into the car and told the man that Jaryong is applying to Warrior High School in winter. The man was surprised to hear this. He remembered that his school actually had winter exams. He revealed to Zeke that no one passed the exam during the 3 years he attended the school. The man told Zeke that Jaryong might have a chance since he is able to land an attack on someone like him even though he is not yet a student. Zeke told the man that it is unreasonable to compare average people with elves. He revealed to the man that there is probably no difference between him and Jaryong. The man smiled when he heard this. He told Zeke that there will be some differences. This man's name is Kang Jianho. He is a black class adventurer who is ranked 19th in Korea. He is the leader of NYX, which is Korea's #1 attack squad. With a bright smile on his face, Jianho told Zeke that he probably has an edge over Jaryong in age and talent. It has been a year and 7 months since Jianho has graduated from Warrior High School. Zeke decided to not argue with the man. He told the man that it is his first time seeing his new car. He asked the man to tell him how much he bought it. As they drove off, Jianho told Zeke that he just ordered for the car recently. He assured the elf that he does not spend his money recklessly anymore. Zeke asked the man to tell him the price of the car. Jianho revealed to the elf that he bought the car for 3.5 billion won. Zeke was shocked to hear this. The scene shifts and we see our boy wake up in a different room. When Jaryong looked at his body, he noticed that he had completely healed and he was no longer in pain. While he was looking at his body, Sarum enters the room holding 2 cups of coffee in her hand. The girl asked Jaryong to tell her why he continued fighting. She asked him if he believed that he could win. Our boy told her that he knew that he could not win. He explained to her that he got angry because Zeke provoked him first. Sarum was surprised to hear this. She told Jaryong that her uncle would not try to fight him. Our boy was surprised to hear that Zeke is Sarum's uncle. Our girl revealed to him that Zeke is her uncle from her mother's side. Jaryong finally understood why Zeke was strict to him. He told Saram that she must have a good relationship with her uncle. He told her that he can tell from the way Zeke treats her. Saram was surprised to hear this. She asked Jaryong if he knows what he is talking about. Our boy realized that Zeke was harsh on him because he was worried that a weird guy was trying to take advantage of his niece. Jaryong completely understood Zeke's behavior. Saram explained to our boy that her uncle is a very stern person. Jaryong did not believe our girl. While the two were talking, Yeoman stepped into the room. She asked our boy if he is feeling any pain at all. Jaryong revealed to the woman that he is completely fine. With a smile on her face, Yeoman explained to our boy that even his past injuries were also healed. She revealed to Jaryong that Zeke is actually the greatest healer in Korea. Our boy was shocked to hear this. He could not believe that Zeke was a healer even though he was so overwhelmingly strong. Yeoman took out a tablet and told our boy that she just received his results. She gave the tablet to Jaryong so he could see it for himself. According to the result, our boy had B rank strength, A rank stamina, A rank agility, C rank intelligence, D rank magic, and B rank patience. While looking at his results, Jaryong asked the woman if his result is good. Saram snapped when she heard this. She called Jaryong an idiot and asked him to shut up. Yeoman did not know what to say to our boy. She wondered if he was actually trying to get into warrior high school. In order to become a first-class adventurer, one needs to have at least B rank in their stats. However, the individual also needs a balance of stats. For example, B rank agility stats is useless if you do not have enough stamina. Even with high strength, one cannot bring out their true potential with just stats and strength. According to Saram, it is impressive when normal people have just one stats that is C rank or above. It is a completely different thing when a person has more than two stats that are above C rank. People who have C rank in strength, agility, and stamina are 1 in 10,000. They are able to play their roles as combatants. A person that has 3 B rank stats in all three categories is 1 in 500,000. Saram explained to Jaryong that he is already among the best adventurers with his stats alone. Although our girl said this, she knew that Jaryong's stats were more ridiculous than normal. She could not believe that our boy had B rank in strength and an A rank in the rest. Our boy was not just balanced, his raw stats were insane. Saram noticed that our boy was staring at his stats. She realized that there is only one monster among the first-year students of the Dungeon Raid department that could compete with Jaryong. She did not understand why our boy was staring at his stats. She wondered if he was not satisfied with the result. While Jaryong was staring at the result, Yeoman revealed to him that Zeke does not have a single stat that is above an A. Our boy was shocked to hear this. The researcher explained to him that stats are simply innate talent. It does not represent one current skill. According to Yeoman, even with the best talent, there will not be any difference between an A rank and a D rank if one does not train. She revealed to Jaryong that there are certain things that cannot be measured. It cannot be measured if the skill a person uses suits them. A person's battle sense and their experiences can also not be measured. Yeoman winked at Saram and told our boy that she has seen some adventurers who have made up for this gaps through pure determination. Saram blushed when she heard this. She was happy to see that the woman acknowledged her. Jaryong placed the tablet down and thanked the researcher for her advice. He explained to her that he was not feeling disappointed at all. He told her that he simply did not understand how stats work. Jaryong revealed to the woman that he still has a long way to go when compared with someone he knows. Yeoman was surprised to hear this. She asked our boy if the person is famous. Jaryong smiled and told the woman that the person might be famous. Our boy was referring to his father. Since Jaryong has gotten his stats, Saram told him that he can leave. She explained to him that they will meet next weekend. Yeoman was surprised to see that Jaryong wanted to leave. She told him that it is better he visits their production department while he is around. Saram was surprised to hear what the researcher said. She explained to Yeoman that she does not know anyone in the production department. She told the woman that her uncle will not give her his approval. Yeoman smiled when she heard this. She revealed to Saram that her uncle has already given them his approval. Our girl was shocked to hear this. Yeoman explained to her that Zeke told her to take Jaryong to the equipment production department. The man told Yeoman to tell them that Jaryong is his guest. He asked the woman to tell them to make a weapon for Jaryong regardless of the cost. Saram was shocked to hear this. Our boy did not understand why the girl was freaking out. According to Yeoman, high-quality weapons and armors are the dream of every adventurer. Even if the adventurer is extremely talented, when the quality of a weapon is subpar, it will not be able to withstand the power of the owner. Therefore, as an adventurer's skill increases, equipment of higher quality will be required for them to use their skill at will. Upon hearing this explanation, Jaryong understood why he needed a weapon. He asked Saram if he really needs an equipment at the moment. Our girl was surprised to hear this. Jaryong explained to her that Warrior High School is still just a school. He asked her if they won't just receive usable equipment from the school. Saram and Yeoman could not believe that our boy was spouting nonsense. Saram realized that it is her fault for not explaining things to our boy. She told Jaryong that he would be right if her school was a normal adventurer's school. According to our girl, in order to give students an even playing field, each school implements different regulations on the equipment that can be used. Our boy asked Saram if Warrior High School operates differently from the normal school. He believed that Warrior High School should be able to do this easily since they have the largest funds. Yeoman explained to Jaryong that their school is simply built on different principles. Yeoman turns out to be a Warrior High School graduate. She told Jaryong that there is going to be differences in talents and ability, so obtaining a good equipment is seen as an ability itself. Due to this, students are required to bring their own equipment to school. Jaryong believed that this was a stupid system. He told Yeoman that the system simply favors people who are born into wealthy families. He could not believe that it is seen as an ability to be born into a wealthy family. Saram was shocked to hear what our boy said. Yeoman told our boy that he is correct. She revealed to him that it is actually quite possible for someone to obtain good equipment without having a lot of money. Jaryong was surprised to hear this. According to the researcher, the fact that a student makes it into Warrior High School means that they can be seen as a first-class adventurer. In other words, the student has the potential to become a star. Yeoman told our boy that they will be people willing to invest in his talent as a star. She told Jaryong that many companies will become interested in him once he gets into Warrior High School. She explained to him that the companies are interested in his potential modeling gigs or a percentage of his earnings after graduation. The woman revealed to him that the companies have plenty offers in exchange for funds. With a confident smile on her face, Yeoman revealed to Jaryong that she received a scholarship from Jinseong Group and she got a guaranteed job as a researcher until retirement. Our boy clapped for the woman when he heard this. Saram did not understand why he was clapping. The researcher explained to Jaryong that there are plenty opportunities for him to prove himself amongst his peers. However, he has to pass the test first. The woman revealed to our boy that the transfer exam is harder than the normal entrance exam. She told Jaryong that he has to do his best to prepare. In other words, it is essential to get a good equipment. The woman turned to the exit and told Saram that she simply has to go to the underground refinery now that she has received the details. With a smile on her face, Yeoman wished our boy good luck. She told him to do his best to get into the school. The scene shifts and we see Saram and Jaryong at an elevator door. Our boy told Saram that a lot of people must be preparing for the transfer exam. Our girl revealed to Jaryong that she is also planning to help him with her money. Jaryong used his hand to cover his mouth and looked at Saram like an anime character. Our girl told him that his facial expression is pissing her off. When they stepped into the elevator, Saram tapped a button. She revealed to Jaryong that the amount of money a person has is not important when getting an equipment. She told him that the most important part is the person creating the equipment. She revealed to Jaryong that Jinseong Group production department is one of the best in the world. When they arrived at their destination, the door slowly opened. Before the door fully opened, Jaryong told Saram that the differences in equipment is probably not very large. The moment he said this, our boy looked outside the elevator. Jaryong was shocked to see where he was at. The area was surrounded by lava. This place is the underground blacksmith. It is formerly known as the Boiling Abyss. With a confident smile on her face, Saram asked Jaryong to tell her what he thinks of the forge. She told him that he is in a place where he cannot pay to get an equipment. The moment Saram said this, Jaryong felt something terrifying behind him. Our boy quickly distanced himself from the monster. The huge monster had a jacket and a metallic hand. The monster was annoyed to see that Zeke woke him up during his weekend nap. He was more annoyed to see that Zeke did not come to the forge himself. Jaryong was surprised to see a monster talking. Saram quickly moved to our boy's front. She told Jaryong that the monster is the head of the production department. The monster sat on the ground and took out a huge cigar. He told our boy that he is not wrong. He told him that he is both a monster and the team leader of the production department in the eyes of humans. This monster is known as the Thunder Hammer Argeus. His species are known as Elder Titans. Argeus is a Korean citizen through special naturalization. The monster lit his cigar and asked our boy and Saram to tell him the person that Zeke wanted him to meet. Saram reminded Argeus that he was sent the data and the footage of the battle that took place. The monster told Sarum that such things are nonsense that humans care about. He told her that he has no interest in such useless things. He explained to our girl that his subordinates usually take care of the footages and other things. However, they did not come to work because it is the weekends. Argius decided to do things his own way because Zeke asked him to personally make the weapon. He asked Jaryong if his weapon is inside the bag he is holding. Our boy told him that it is. With a horrifying look on his face, Argius asked our boy to hunt him with his weapon. Sarum was shocked to hear the Titan's request. She asked him to tell her what he is doing. With a smile on his face, Argius explained to our girl that Jaryong has to prove he is worth his blood, sweat, and tears. He told her that he will not make a weapon for our boy if he cannot prove himself. The Titan explained to Sarum that Jaryong is a little different from other young ones. Our boy quickly stepped back when he sensed his presence, and he had the eyes of a person who is acquainted with hunting. Jaryong also possessed a refined sense of a warrior's hostility. Argius asked our boy to try to beat him. Jaryong smiled when he heard this. He took out his staff and threw his bag on the floor. He explained to Sarum that he does not back down from a challenge. The moment he said this, he rushed to attack the Titan. Argius was surprised to see Jaryong coming at him. Jaryong gathered his energy and hit the Titan in his chin with his needle technique. Unfortunately for our boy, his attack did not do anything to the Titan. Argius's cigar fell out of his mouth. With a horrifying look on his face, the Titan asked our boy to tell him where he got his weapon from. Jaryong could not comprehend what was happening. He was certain that he hit the Titan with his sharpest needle. Although there are several monsters our boy could not defeat in one strike, this was a completely different thing. Jaryong felt like he was hitting a mountain. Our boy quickly moved back. He felt like he was hitting something that was not alive. Sarum could not believe that our boy actually did something so stupid. All monsters are designated their danger ranks with stars. A mantis fly, for example, is a 1-star monster. Any monster with 1 star means that it is capable of killing humans. Most monsters at this rank can be killed by an adult male with a weapon. Monsters at 2 stars, such as the cluster raptor, can be defeated by trained military personnel armed with guns. 3-star monsters, such as the Titan ape, can be defeated by armed troops with armored weapons. In order to defeat 4-star monsters, such as the Democulus, ground troops are told to focus on civilian evacuation and preventing further damages. After the civilians have been evacuated, the monsters are defeated using long-range artillery and bombing strikes. However, the upper limit of what the military can handle is 4 stars. Any threat that is over 4 stars is on the level that modern military forces cannot handle. Even if they are able to defeat the monster, it will take an extraordinary amount of firepower which will result in irreversible damages. This is why those who can handle monsters are sent in order to reduce losses. In order to deal with such threats, an attack squad made up of the best adventurers is needed. Argius is a monster whose former danger rank is 7 stars. The Titan asked Jaryong to give him an answer to his question. Sarum trembled when she saw the look on the Titan's face. With a smile on his face, our boy asked the Titan if his weapon hurt him more than he expected. He asked Argius to tell him why he's so interested in his weapon. Argius pointed at Jaryong and warned him to think carefully about his response. He revealed to our boy that he made the weapon himself. Jaryong and Sarum were surprised to hear this. He stood up and crushed his cigar with his leg. He asked Jaryong to tell him why the weapon is with him, and not the person he actually created it for. Sarum became nervous when she heard this. She realized that Jaryong's weapon must be at least an A+ weapon if it was made by Argius. Such weapons would be registered in the association's database as soon as it is created. It will also have some information regarding its ownership and the exact location. Sarum knew that such weapons cannot be easily obtained by a smuggler. She wondered if Jaryong stole it from someone. With a smile on his face, Jaryong told Argius that he has no reason to tell him how he got the weapon. Sarum could not believe that our boy would act stupid in his current situation. She asked Jaryong to just tell Argius what he wants to hear. After hearing our boy's response, Argius told him that he will take his answer. He stretched out his hand and tried to slam Jaryong on the ground. The moment our boy saw Argius's hand, he immediately knew that he was going to die. He knew that he could not dodge this attack. His only way out is to block it. His needle technique would be useless because there is no weakness in the Titan's hand. The swell technique would not only be useless, but it will also kill him if he tries to absorb such an attack. Jaryong put his leg forward and took a stance. He decided to use the last technique he stole from his father. Our boy swung his staff at the Titan. When it comes to two forces ramming head-on into each other, the force that is bigger and stronger will always win. however. If the attack was not head-on, with a precise calculation of the angle and location, it is possible to redirect the direction of the force. Jaryong precisely calculated the attack and used his staff to push Argius's hand away. The Titan was shocked to see this. This technique was our boy's final weapon. Saram could not believe what she was seeing. She could not believe that Jaryong actually parried an attack from a 7-star monster. After blocking the attack, our boy ran to attack the Titan. He realized that the only weakness he could utilize was Argius's eye. He decided to attack the Titan's eye with his needle technique. Before Jaryong could reach his eye, the Titan grabbed him with his metallic hand. Our boy struggled to set himself free, but his efforts were worthless. Saram asked the Titan to not do anything to Jaryong. She told him that although Jaryong looks suspicious, he's still not allowed to kill him. She reminded Argius that he is not allowed to kill humans without knowing their circumstances. She reminded him that special naturalized species cannot hurt humans except in situations where they are personally in danger. She told Argius that if this rule is broken, he will lose his status as a naturalized species and he will be treated as a monster. The Titan let go of Jaryong and told the girl that he understands well. While our boy was shaking on the floor, Argius told Saram that he now knows why Jaryong had the weapon in his hands. The Titan finally understood why Zeke woke him up from his sleep. He apologized to our boy and told him that he has a right to hold the staff. The Titan told Jaryong that he will repay him for his mistake. He took a look at his hand and saw the place where our boy injured him. The Titan revealed to Saram that it has been 30 years since he last got an injury. While helping Jaryong up, Saram asked him if he knows what Argius is talking about. Argius asked our girl if she knows the reason why he works for humans. Saram reminded him that he is working for humans because of the Gabyuk attack squad that hunted him years ago. The Titan told our girl that she is wrong. He could not believe that this was the story that humans knew. He revealed to Saram that the attack squad could not even touch him. He told her that he was hunted by a single human. He explained to her that the person managed to cut off his hand and even had the chance to take his life. However, the person decided not to kill him. Argius revealed to Jaryong that the person he is talking about is his father. Elder Titans are the strongest race among the giants. They have an almost endless lifespan. The Elder Titans were not many. The number of known Elder Titans on Earth is 10. While their pure physical abilities were beyond human comprehension, they were mostly known for their ability as equipment creators. Creating equipment with special powers or artifacts is an ability that all Elder Titans were innately born with. The only other species that have this ability were the dwarves. However, unlike the Elder Titans, the dwarves decided to coexist with humans. Not only did the Elder Titans decided to not coexist with humans, they viewed humans as worthless beings. The scene shifts and we are taken back 30 years into the past. We see an attack squad trembling in front of a huge green monster with an helmet. The monster looked like a Spartan. This is the Argius subjugation operation carried out by the Gabyuk attack squad. This monster is known as Colossus B. It is an automatic doll created by Argius. Its danger rank is 4 stars. A woman known as Sunga asked her teammate if the communication with the headquarters are still down. Sunga is a damage dealer for Team 9 of Gabyuk attack squad. Another member of the attack squad whose name is Kim Youngmo tells the woman that all magic communication lines are down. He told her that something is blocking their signals. Youngmo is responsible for utility and buffing the members. Another member whose name is Park Jongman alerts his teammates that the monster is coming at them. Jongman is the team leader and the tank of the team. The moment Jongman warned his teammates, the monster swung its sword at them. Jongman was able to use his shield to block the heavy attack. The moment Jongman blocked the attack, Sunga moved away from him. The woman jumped and moved behind Colossus B and tried to attack it from behind. She gathered her energy into her sword and swung it at the monster's head. Unfortunately for Sunga, her attack barely scratched the monster's helmet. The woman was horrified to see this. Colossus B glared at the woman as if it was looking at an ant. It used its shield to slam Sunga into a wall. Youngmo began to tremble when he saw this. He could not comprehend what was happening. Gabyuk attack squad were considered one of the best dungeon subjugation squads. However, in the Boiling Abyss, a dungeon that belongs to the Elder Titan Argius, the team was completely useless. The team already had to deal with 7 Colossus B, unfortunately for them. Each time they killed one of the monsters, another one comes out. Youngmo did not know what to do. He did not know how the other team was going to survive if even the main team could not do anything. While Youngmo was thinking, his leader asked him to get out. With a smile on the man's face, He told Youngmo that not all of them will make it out of the dungeon alive. The moment Jongman said this, the monster swung his sword at him. Jongman immediately used his shield to block the attack. He activated a skill known as Potential Trigger. The skill allows him to use all his remaining energy to increase all his physical capabilities. Once the skill's active time is over, the user will be incapacitated. The moment he activated the skill, Jongman used another skill known as Shield Slam. A bright light came out of his shield, and he used it to slam the monster into the wall. Youngmo told his team leader that it is dangerous for him to use Potential Trigger. With his face filled with determination, Jongman reminded the man that they cannot all get out of the dungeon. He told Youngmo that he will not be able to defeat the Colossus Bee with the energy he has left. He asked the man to run away while he buys him some time. Jongman turned to his comrade and told him that he might still have a chance to survive. The moment he said this, Jongman felt something terrifying. When he turned around, he saw Argeus step into the room. The Titan wore a body armor and held a sword covered in flames. Argeus was surprised to see that his automatic doll had not yet fully gotten rid of the bugs. The moment the two men saw the Titan, they instinctively knew that they were going to die. While Youngmo was trembling in fear, Jongman grit his teeth and asked him to run away. Immediately he said this, he charged at Argeus with his shield. The man believed that he would be able to buy some time if he directly charges at Argeus. Unfortunately for him, the Titan simply swung his sword at him and burnt him to death. As Jongman's body fell to the ground, Argeus told him that he is inferior. He told the man that his body and his equipment are all inferior. He could not believe that humans were the leaders of this world. He said that Earth might already be doomed. The moment Argeus said this, he saw something surprising. Youngmo stood in front of him. Although he was trembling, the man pointed his wand at the Titan. Argeus told the man that his loyalty is actually heartwarming. Unfortunately, it has no meaning. While looking at the two monsters in front of him, Youngmo wondered about how he was going to fight two monsters that even his team leader could not face. While he was trembling, a man reminded him that he told them that the dungeon is not safe. This man turned out to be Yoo Jaryong. Song, who happened to be shirtless, told the man that it is better if they collect information little by little, and then team up to increase their chances. He asked the man to tell him the point of being the first to clear a dungeon. Youngmo was shocked to see the man next to him. He asked him for his identity. Song explained to the man that the association received their distress signal and sent out a rescue team. He told the man that he is one of the volunteers. Song was 32 years old at this time. Youngmo did not understand why the man was not wearing an armor. Song explained to the man that he had to take off his chest plate because it was too heavy. The man asked Song if he is the only one who came. Argeus turned around and was about to leave when he saw Song. Our boy's father explained to Youngmo that he is the only one that managed to get to the dungeon early. The moment he said this, the monster swung its sword at him. Song easily cut off the monster's hand with his weapon. Youngmo was shocked to see this. Our boy's father was surprised to see that there was still a Colossus Bee that was alive. He asked Youngmo if there are still more Colossus Bee. At this point in time, Song was still an unnamed adventurer that was not known by many. Only the first-generation adventurers had heard about him. Rather than focusing on honor and accomplishments, he focused on rescuing others. This resulted in his lack of fame. The man gathered his energy into his weapon and took a stance. The Colossus Bee rushed to attack Song when it saw him gathering his energy. The moment the monster got close to him, Song swung his weapon and used it to split the monster apart. Argeus was shocked to see this. With a smile on his face, the man said that Argeus will be a little more difficult to deal with. It is thanks to the event that took place in this dungeon that made the world learn about Song. Guys, we have come to the end of our video. If you guys want more of this recap, let me know in the comments section. Don't forget to like and smash that subscribe button for other recaps. See you guys later.